62% of this fucking LA scene and 40% everywhere else. She's a fucking black woman trying to be a notary republic. I can't say she can't be a notary republic. But she was sitting in this fucking cubicle all day doing dick. Just, it was one of those places where she went just to hang out. To tell somebody she had a fucking office. That's no office. You don't invite nobody there.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Fuck it, we got a better place.
Fuck it, we got a better place right up here. We're across from the fucking car lot. We got In-N-Out Burger down the corner. Like
that could be bad.
We got a Chinese joint down the corner. We got a CVS joint down the corner. Before I started going to the China Deli, I used to go to that joint up the corner.
Oh, shit.
Got nice lunch specials. Not too fucking bad.
What made you leave?
I found a better joint, but then they all suck dick now, so I don't eat Chinese food at all. Call your mother for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Very important. We only have one fucking mother. Once she's gone, you can't get nothing back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. I'm sure not everyone saw it, but Sports Center, like, they'll usually do one story that will make you cry. They had, like, a 10-minute segment of, like, 5 or 6 stories of these moms that were in the Army or the Navy and coming back to surprise their kids. Oh.
It's fucking tough. It's very tough.
I can't. My cousin is in the Air Force, and she just she's in Afghanistan for 6 months, and she has like a 2-year-old kid. But luckily, she went to live with the dad for the 6 months. But it's crazy.
It's very crazy to give up your children and go, but that's a commitment you make, and it makes you stronger, it makes you tougher in a way. I just want to give a shout out to the mothers that listen to the show. Without you, we got fucking nothing. It all starts with that fucking monkey. That's the bottom line. It all starts there, and so I hope all the guys and girls that listen to the church gave your moms love, because at the end, you got nothing. I don't have a mom to send a fucking card to. I don't have somebody to send flowers to or to call and tell her thank you for fucking giving me a chance. But in my heart, I do. I have a lot of moms, so I called them all yesterday and had a nice time with my wife. We were going to go. I fucking, the night before, first off, Santa Fe was tremendous.
Awesome.
Santa Fe is a great little city. New Mexico is one of the uncharted fucking, nobody thinks of New Mexico. I was introduced to New Mexico maybe 15 years ago.
Okay.
When I was in college and I was getting ready to go to prison. I worked for the Hertz Corporation. I was part of the management training program. And I would have to drive cars on the weekends. That was my job, back to their original destinations.
Oh.
So they offered it to me. Some kid could do it for $8 an hour. I could do it for like 15 in a hotel and fucking.
That sounds awesome.
And I didn't do comedy then. It just used to get me out of town to breathe and think about my life and where I was going to go. I'd take a couple of J's and no Coke on those trips, and I just spend the weekend. And I got to eat the green chilies, and I got to learn about their culture, and it's really a neat fucking place. It's fucking beautiful. New Mexico as a whole is beautiful. That's where Greg Jackson's camping, and I wish they could have came to the show, but they had their own fights in Albuquerque. We shot the longest yard in Santa Fe, and that was the first time I was back in Santa Fe since the longest yard. So the first day we got there, we went outside, Ari and Ari wanted to get high. I got one more week before I could get high till Saturday, and I'm smoking reefer.
How long would it have been?
90 days on Saturday.
Wow.
We'll talk about that later. It's so funny. I sat outside, and this vet came up to us, this great kid from Las Cruces, Anthony and his girlfriend, and they asked if we wanted to get high, and it was just 4 people just talking, something that, there was no Hollywood, no nothing. They pulled up. He goes, Joey, what are you staying in a dump like this for? And I knew as soon as he got out of the car, he was a member of the church, and he came over and we sat and we spoke, and he was a vet, and he really inspired me, as a 25-year-old kid to come back, and he was already in a war, and what the fuck have I done at 25? But I admire that, and it inspired me. He was with his girlfriend. He's going back to school, it really fucking inspired the shit out of me how some people come back and cry, and this is this, they don't accept me. Some people come back and just pick their fucking pants on. I never went to the service, but I always have a soft spot for that because it's something I wanted to do. Again, another one of my regrets. I would have loved to have been able to say that I served my country. I served my country in a different way, in prison, like a fucking jerk off. But it's a great experience for people. I see what it does for them. For some people, some people don't take anything from experiences. But if I was in a hole and I was 18, I had no fucking future. And I didn't. I just was a hustler and a survivor, and I knew how to put pieces together. I didn't go for my physical because I didn't want to get a blood test. I had no problem shooting people and cursing motherfuckers out. But God forbid I was so shallow at that age that I overlooked such a life over a blood test, something that takes 60 seconds, you know?
That was really the only reason you didn't go?
That's the real reason. I had nothing going on. I knew that if I would have gone, I would have had some type of... It would have been the push I needed. I was pushing myself at that age, so it wasn't like I was just sitting there watching MTV all fucking day, watching videos. I was still out there doing my thing, but it's always been one of my... Hey, listen, man, if you're 18 and you join the service, you fucking retire by the time you're 38. You know what that's like, to be walking around with 38 and getting checks in the mail? You go back to college... You could do 1,000 fucking things, you know. And I know that you put up with a lot of shit, but you put up with a lot of shit in life. If you're 18 and you go work in a fucking warehouse, how much shit do you put up with? They give you $7.50 an hour. You got to be there on time. Maybe your boss is angry, fucking passive. He wants to be a ballet star, but he ended up in a fucking warehouse, so now he takes it out on you every fucking day. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? When you see people that uptight in their jobs, that they're bosses and they push you, that's because that's not what they really wanted to fuck. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
When I used to work, when I used to be a fucking civilian and people come in, oh, Tony's here, you know, make believe you're working. Fuck him, you know.
I hated that.
I fucking hate that shit. And I understand what people go through on a daily basis when they work, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, like you could tell when somebody's kind of stuck. Those days when I was young, I would see those people. And we talked about this last week, when you work and you see people that are older than you, and you're like, that's what I have to look forward to, being that. That's what I have to, even if I stick this out and learn this career, and I look forward to being that guy. That's all, you know, he wants to yell at me or fucking tell me that I didn't do the fucking boxes right or the orders. I mean, they just come in to fucking bring the energy level down, some bosses, you know, and then they leave. They just come in and spread like a fucking, what are those Chinese people, the Mongolians that killed everybody? Yeah. They just come in, slice your head off, and leave, you know, so.
I think what it is when you're 18 and making that decision, someone telling me that I'm going to be 38 and retired, I can't even imagine.
You can't imagine.
20
You really
years.
can't imagine. You know, I talk this shit here to you guys, and I'm wrong for talking it, because give me fucking 10, 18-year-olds, and I'll show you one of those 10 that thinks about the future, like really the future, that really even look past 30. Because when you're 18, 25 seems like a fucking... It seems like an eternity away.
And it's not.
And it's really not. It goes by fucking fast, you know? Because you graduate what? When you're how old were you when you graduated college?
22 or 21? Yeah, because you go in when you're 18
22, 23.
Yeah.
And for the last 3 years before I met you, what were you doing? Well, I met you at 23, basically.
Yeah, you basically met me 6 months, a year after I got out of college. So, I mean, it's and I don't think that people who go into the Army are going in thinking, ooh, I get to retire in 20 years. It's just what they want to do.
What they want to do at that time, you're right.
But, like, my cousins, I have both of them are in there, and they grew up, like, so poor. Like, it was just, like, their mom was working at McDonald's. And it was terrible. But they both went in. One of them is one of the guys that refuels planes in midair. And that's fucking cool. He just went to Japan and Hawaii, but then the other one who has the kid spent time in Okinawa and London, and now that she has the kid, they're paying her more, and then now she's based in like North Carolina for most of the year, but every couple of years she has to go to Afghanistan for a few months, but she's Air Force, so she's not doing anything dangerous.
Well, you're always doing something dangerous, because
right,
if there's a war, you get I don't know what the word is, activated, or I don't want to sound like a fucking momo. I am a fucking momo. But it's just amazing the people that inspire me sometimes. Like, I don't get inspired by fucking movie stars and all this shit. I get inspired by little people because it takes me back. It takes me back. It reminds me. I love being reminded. I love being reminded every fucking day of what life could be or what life used to be like. So it makes me work harder. People that push the past back and go, I dip into that once a day whenever I'm feeling down. You know, if I'm feeling down about something, I go, you know what? I'll tell you how bad it could be. I could be waking up with a piece of shit next to my face with no blanket, no pillow.
I think most people run from that.
No, it keeps me fucking honest, man. Because it keeps me knowing what could happen at any minute. This is just a fucking, you know. I think if you're real and you're nice and you genuinely love people for what they are, I think that even in bad times, you survive.
Have you always been like that? Because, I mean, just speaking for me personally, this is the happiest I've ever been. So I try not, like, it's not an active, I try not to, but I don't find myself thinking about a couple of years ago, like, oh, thank God.
Well, you can't fake happiness.
Right.
You could laugh and giggle, and then when you go home, you're in your four walls and you're crying. You know, you can't fake happiness.
That's the worst.
And I did plenty of that growing up. I did plenty of that when I was trying to become a comedian. From the frustration, you know, when you want something so bad and you can't get help, you know, and you can't, and you figure it out. You go, you know what, I don't need no fucking help. I'm going to figure it out. And you diagram your own fucking directions, you know, and that's why I always say the power of the pen. Diagram your own fucking direction. Diagram your own fucking map. This is your map. You know, when you get in your car, you go, oh, I'm going to go to fucking, you know, whatever, and you press the address and it navigates you. It tells you. I wish life was like that. And nothing happens till you make your fucking plan, where you make your map, that this is what I'm doing, and nothing's going to deter me from this, you know. I'm boring, man. I'm a boring individual when at the end it comes to it, because I do what works for me, and I do it exactly the same way every day, because it works for me. When I deviate from what works for me, that's when my day goes kaput. I know what's going to work for me. And it's funny, I'm taking a voiceover class.
That's awesome.
Right, this is the second week out of 3. You know, I signed with a voiceover agent, and I didn't do too well. And I'm the type of guy that if I don't do too well, either I figure it out, which I went online and tried to read, or I know that if I mimic somebody or I go see somebody do it, I'll get better at that job.
So what, and I don't know, maybe you don't know yet, maybe that's why you're in the class, but like, you acted in The Longest Yard, and then they want you to do The Longest Yard cartoon. How is that different? Like, it seems like it'd be similar.
Well, when you do a voice, your emotion has to come through your voice. I don't have my hands.
Okay.
I don't have my eyes. I don't have my mouth. I don't have my mannerisms. So maybe the cartoonist or the whatever you call them, there's a word for them.
Animator
could do all that with me, but my voice is what gives that character emotion with cartoons.
Okay.
And it's so weird that this is all falling in, because now I watch cartoons again. I've been watching Walter Sam, and I've been watching Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig, by the way, is fucking hysterical.
I don't even know that one.
Peppa Pig is this cartoon that replaced a bunch of shit on Nick at Night. It's this fucking pig with an English accent. And it fucking pissed Mercy off for about a month.
Oh, she didn't like it?
No, because she already knew what time these things come on. It was Team Umizoomi comes on. But now they've replaced the whole Nick at Night network with fucking Peppa Pig. And she snaps. So every morning I take Mercy and I sit her on my lap. And we watch, I go to ABC TV. And I watch the ABCs. I watch ABC Phonics. I do the numbers with her. And then to break up the monotony, I do the alphabet by Peppa Pig. All the other kids' videos, Beaver, whatever, and ABC.com, they all give you, you know, A is for apple, apple. B is for ball, ball. C is for cat, cat. D is for dog. They give you all these fucking words. Peppa Pig's ABC just breaks it the fuck open. She's talking about dinosaurs and fucking cat food. Like, her words are funny.
Okay.
And the pigs, the daddy pig, the mommy pig. I fucking giggle every time I watch the alphabet by Peppa Pig. That's just me. But it's amazing how you I just want to be good at it. You know, I know that our lives go in evolution. I don't like to be bored. I don't like being bored. You know, we had a great time last week when we did 2 podcasts outside. We could have done them in the office. We went against our fucking grain. We didn't play no music, no video. We just went out there and had a talk. We got forced to do a podcast again.
Yeah.
And it was fucking fantastic. It taught me a lot again. I like switching shit up. People come to me all the time, hey, when are you going to do Joey Karate videos? I'm not doing them no more. I might start doing Joey Jiu-Jitsu videos pretty fucking soon if I lose some weight. You know, get on the mat and do some hip escapes from motherfuckers and some fucking judo rolls by myself. Something just to show people I'm fucking up to. But I still go every day. I'm going today to fucking jiu-jitsu. I'm going at 10:30 because I thought I had a 1. So I'm going up to 10th Planet. And I had a great week last week jiu-jitsu-wise because I went to class 3 times.
Oh, wow. That's
great. And my breathing, I mean, it's going to be so hard to smoke reefer again in the mornings. Well, because my breathing has improved.
When you said it, I was like, are you sure you're definitely going to go back to it? Because you seem so happy with it.
I might take a few hits at night just to help the fucking cause, you know. Okay. But I'm having fun with the vapor. You know, the vapor doesn't get me high after lunchtime. After this morning rush, I don't get
anything?
high.
Oh, Jesus.
Nah. That's why. Are you high right now?
Yeah.
Don't make me give you another one, cocksucker. You could use another vapor. It's that time anyway. It's Monday, May 12th. You know what I'm saying? Why are you looking at me at that look?
Because I'm high.
So you get high. You're not eating an edible. You know what I'm saying?
So what? That's what they're there for. What do you mean?
But if I brought an edible, you'd be fucking crying too. I don't want the.
I didn't.
My waistline.
I didn't cry at all. God damn it. It is kind of crazy because, like, for me, there were a bunch of editors who, like, had been there for 20 years, and they don't. Okay.
Oh shit!
And they didn't. They never learned new equipment or something, or they learn the bare minimum. So then they have a guy like me come in and basically show them how to turn it on. So it is kind of cool that you have to always evolve and always learn.
You have to. I listen, for 20 years, people, oh, your voice is great. You've been great at voiceovers. Nobody ever fucking signed me for a voiceover. What did I do? I did Trip Tank.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Is the light on? Let me see. Cocksucker, did you fuck it up? Once I did Trip Tank, yeah, it's on. Just press it.
I'm supposed to listen to it burn. Let me see if I can get it.
Don't listen to nothing. Just press it and smoke it. Don't listen to the burn. You want to hear it burn? Smell. Listen to my asshole as I fucking pop a fart, cocksucker. Press it. You press it. Press it. Keep pressing. And now hit it again. Hey, you didn't get nothing. Let your finger off it for a minute. Let it refuel. Press it again. 2 seconds. Hit it. Slow. Not like a fucking black cock. Slow, cocksucker. Slow, get the fumes in your lung. That's a boy. Now let it sit in your throat. Bust that fucking vapor out. There you go. You see what I'm saying? Who takes care of you like your Uncle Joey, cocksucker? Nobody. No, I had to go to
Trip Tank.
I did the Trip Tank, and I wanted to do more voiceovers. And I talked to a friend of mine, who that's what he does. And I took him out to breakfast, and I asked him to give me a shot. And he right away he got the ball going. He threw me right to the fucking wolves. This guy was my commercial agent in 1997 also. He was my first commercial agent.
Oh, cool.
So I signed with him across the board. I went to a couple auditions. I didn't do good. And you know me, bro, I don't like doing good, especially when somebody works hard for me. I can't, you know, especially those agents. So I checked around and I signed up for this class, you know, and it's with 3 different directors, casting directors from Disney, shit like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
If I get a little bit out of it, if I learn one fucking thing, it was worth the fucking $80 or whatever, you know. It's Monday, 7 to 10, and hopefully I'll get better at it, you know. And this is why you do these little workshops and shit, you know. I don't do a workshop for life for somebody to hold my hand. I go, I get their interpretation of it, and then I do what I do.
Right.
And we put it all together, you know. But that's funny that you think just because I do it all. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to learn everything. The book will be out by December. We hooked up with that girl the other day.
She's so nice.
She's great. You know, I'm going to do this book. I'm going to put another CD out. So this is what's in the works right now. I'm starting to do all this. The book is probably a quarter gone, man. I've really been putting some time into it. I think I'm going to only do a couple fucking different weeks this summer. I'm going to San Jose, I'm going to Vegas, but I'm going to focus on that book so it's done by the end of August.
Nice.
So by September and October she can. And it's been a fucking, like, listen, I didn't know how to write, Lee.
Right.
6 years ago I sat behind a computer in Hollywood when I stopped doing Blow, and I started putting a blog up every Monday. And if you look at those blogs today, you're like, Joey, you're a dummy. I didn't even know how to write. I had no ideas. I had forgotten grammar, I had forgotten spelling, I had forgotten everything. I'd been that long. I made the mistake that a lot of the young people do in Hollywood when I wasn't young. They come to town, they buy a writing book, and they think the writing book's going to do the writing for them. Mm-hmm. You can read all the books you want on writing. Unless you fucking write, nothing's going to happen. You got to write. It's like everything else. You know, you could stay at home and watch jiu-jitsu videos. Unless I go there and get beat up for a year, you're never going to get nothing. You only get better at something when you get beat up at something, but the main thing is you got to do it. If you don't do it, then you're fucking dead, you know, and that's why I do all these little fucking things I do to keep me sharp. I'm 51, Lee. I'm supposed to be losing my memory. I'm supposed to be losing all these fucking things, and I accept them, but I got to keep the areas that are sharp fucking sharp. You know, when you cover when you played the fucking whatever,
Bulls.
The Bulls in the 80s, the 90s, you didn't cover Michael Jordan and say you're going to shut him down. That's not going to happen. What you do is cover the other guys tightly and let Michael Jordan run his game. Do you follow?
Yeah.
The backing behind it, the mindset, and that's just what I'm doing. I'm playing a fucking box 4 on me. So whatever I'm strong at, I go at. What I'm weak at, I'm just going to get rid of now because I'm fucking 51. But you don't want no weaknesses. You want to keep writing and keep fucking, you know, you just want to keep doing it, brother.
That's great. No, it's not that I didn't think you could do it, but it's I know a lot of people who, when they get to your age, if someone to take a voiceover class, they might say, "Oh, those stupid casting directors don't know what they're doing. I'm just gonna keep to this, or I'll eventually get it." So
maybe they don't know what they're doing, but neither do I. But if I could take one quality from them,
oh no, you're doing the right thing. I'm just saying what they would have said.
Quality from them. If I could take one line from them that I learned something, then I'll be fucking ready to rock.
Yeah.
If I could take one thing from them and learn, that's all that fucking matters, man. That's what evolving is. That's what you keep moving. For the last 3 weeks, I took the kettlebells out 3 days a week out of my thing because I was just eating too much. Mm-hmm. So now I go to the Y and I do the elliptical, and I do the bag, and I do the bicycle once a week to loosen up my knee. I try to keep it. I try to go to one drill class with John Evan. But then I also go to one fucking fighting class with Salami, so he could beat the fuck out of me up at 10th Planet. And I keep it all going because it keeps my mind fresh. Yeah. I can't do the same fucking shit every week, So if you're bored with what you're doing, just switch up a little bit once in a while for a few weeks just to throw some whatever in there. This morning I didn't have a protein shake this morning, to be honest with you. I had a fucking egg and I had a piece of fucking, whatever how you call it, a piece of fish I had.
Fish?
Left over, with no toast.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just something different. I'll have a protein shake when I go home now.
Okay.
Because I had 2 protein shakes the other night, back to back. The fucking farts that I were blasting on the way down to San whatever were the worst ever. When you have a protein shake at the end of your night to help you whatever after you work out, because I had a Thursday night or Friday night, I went to jiu-jitsu. Beginning jiu-jitsu late. And I went home, and instead of eating, I had a protein shake. And then when I woke up the next morning, my flight was early, so I had a protein shake. All that whey and whatever the fuck the chemicals they put in there. When you eat healthy, what comes out of your ass is horrible. Yeah. You can eat 10 White Castles and fart, and it's okay.
I can't imagine a 1 egg and a fish fart that smells good, though.
No, I had a fried egg. Okay. I ate the yolk, and then I fucking had a piece of salmon that was left over.
That fart's going to kill somebody.
So what? But it's protein enriched.
I love it. I love it when I have bad farts next to somebody.
Oh, I love it. I was blasting them yesterday. And yesterday it was coming out of my ass as the pre-farts right in the plane. But the pre-shit fart, the last one before, that's terrible. That's why are you talking about shit? It's Monday, May 12th. A little something for my mother on fucking post-Mother's Day. I played this yesterday for my mom. I lit a candle. I couldn't get flowers because the cats ate them.
Oh, really?
My buddy Frankie Balzano always calls me and tells me, "Tell me where your mother's funeral site is so I could drop flowers for it." It's not the same. Little Tony Bennett. We've been gone for too fucking long, people. The live podcast, 2 music ones. We're back! It's Monday the 12th. Get your shit together. You used to do with me. What the fuck, Lee?
Nothing. I've decided that I have to learn Spanish for Paula's mom.
Okay.
And I'm the fucking worst at languages. What you're doing for Mercy is so cool because I can memorize microphone or the words, but the fucking grammar and the conjugating words, it fucking.
Listen, don't worry about all that shit. What you need to do is, I got the pleasure for you.
Got it.
One day, every day for 1 hour, you're going to go and put on Telemundo.
That's it?
That's it. For now. This goes in different. I want you to listen.
Okay.
I want you to listen.
I do notice that I
can you take a notebook,
okay,
open it from scratch, and just write little words down. Because a lot of English words sound similar in Spanish. They just change around a little bit. So you got that. So as long as you understand one word from each sentence, we're halfway there. Then we're going to pick up 2 words.
Okay.
Then we're going to pick up 3 words. But I want you to listen. Something we don't do anymore. We don't listen. God gave you fucking ears to listen. That's why I love podcasting. I like the Ustream, but I like podcasting because it forces you to listen. When I was growing up, it was albums, Richard Pryor, so you had to listen. Now you get more video and all that shit. I like when people have to listen. If you listen to people talk Spanish, 1 hour a day, that's 7 hours a week. In the morning, 8 to 9. Even if you put on the news, put the news on. Because when they talk about deportes, that's sports.
Okay.
Now you got it beat.
Okay.
That's because now you got an interest. Hoy en Boston, el José Smith metió un 3 jonrón para Boston Red Sox. Ganaron 5-0. Now you start figuring out 5-0. 0 is 0. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Because it's an interest of yours.
Yeah.
Now we got to find some fucking Mexican Jews. That's what we need to fucking find.
I'm sure they have them.
No, they got them. One of the guys I went to war with is a Mexican Jew. But that's your first thing is listening. Is listening. Because before you could speak it, you have to listen. You know, it's funny how much of our learning process is from seeing other people.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not imitating. We're just learning and putting what he's doing to the next level. You know, I love spending time with my daughter, and I love doing that shit with the videos. But when I take her to those mommy and me classes, because I'll go with my wife to them sometimes. Like we went to Picture Day the other day, and I had a great time. I just sit there and watch. And I learn from them. You know, I learn, oh, my God, that's why you bring kids around. You know, and it's not that we're imitating somebody. We're imitating, and that's where the art comes in, is we're doing it our own way. And then we figure out how to do it the best way. You know, Maverick came to the shows the other day. Maverick is a kid that's listened to the podcast since day one. He's a producer, and he sent me a bunch of shirts from the show on A&E with the beards. You know, the dudes.
Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty. And the other night he came up to me, shook my hand, and we were at the bar in Santa Fe, and he goes, you know, man, I really like what's happened to Lee. You could see where Lee has changed and come out of his shell in many ways. It's not because you're trying to be Joe Diaz. It's because you saw different avenues. And I learned a lot from you. But I saw different avenues. I saw what... Sometimes you see what's important and what's not important. Because of what happened to me early on in my life, I got to see what was important and what wasn't important. I didn't have time to learn it. I had to just fucking erase shit. Like, this ain't gonna work. This is... And I always knew that I could help other people because a lot of people run scared. Jesus Christ, do people run scared? And nobody was more scared or is more scared than me. Nobody. In the morning when I wake up, those things I write on, that's what I have to want to go out there and stab a motherfucker. I got to push the extreme in the mornings. Nobody's more scared than me. But you see what you could do without. And that's what I've always laughed at society about. What you could really do without and still prosper and still be a human being.
Yeah.
You know, what you could really do without. And that's what I always try. I hope that's what people take from the podcast. You know one thing you could do without in your life? Fucking fear. Fear of anything or anybody. Because it doesn't matter. The worst thing they could do is fucking kill you.
That's pretty bad.
Who gives a fuck? But you died trying. You died trying. And that's a better feeling. We got a call?
No.
Well, that's a better feeling than somebody kicking you in the fucking stomach or you saying, I can't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the worst. That's the number one thing we have to get rid of. But then there's little things. Like I drove for 10 years without a fucking license. You know what I'm saying? Why everybody's running scared. You know when they tell you, as soon as you move to L.A., you got to change your license plates. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And even then, it's like what I was telling Damon the other day on Friday. Things about flying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
When you fly, if I pull up and I see a fucking line of people on American Airlines that from now to shit, and the first class line is open, I jump on that first class line.
But I get scared.
And before that lady says hi, you stick your fucking license in that machine, and you start working on your plane ticket. By the time she comes over and says to you, "You're not first class," go, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought, and what's she gonna tell you? Go back to the line? No. You already stuck your license into the fucking machine and got the computer paperwork going. It's over.
Okay.
She's not going to cancel and make you go back in line. They're going to say, this time we'll do it. Next time, don't do it again. Who gives a fuck about next time? You won't. Next time I come here, you won't be at the counter anyway.
Jeez, we didn't tell them what happened. I think it was last Monday before the podcast. We went to breakfast and he started yelling at cops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was so scary. I was driving. I was driving to breakfast, and there was an accident, and cops pulled people over.
Tell them what the cops were doing.
In the middle of the freaking street, and it was annoying. It was causing traffic at rush hour, which is bad already. But you roll down the window, and you're like, use your brains, cocksucker.
Use your fucking brains.
And I was trying to get as low as possible.
It's a rush hour, and you got the car parked in the middle of the fucking street for some lady who got a fender bender. Pull your fucking car over. It's fucking... What time was it, Lee? Am I lying?
8:30.
8:30 in the fucking morning. How much traffic is there in Los Angeles? This is fucking cop. That's not the first fucking cop that does it.
No.
They do it all the time.
On the highway, too.
On the highway to pull somebody over, because who gives a fuck if they're in the HOV lane? It's fucking 8:30. Get the license plate and send them in the fucking mail. But you're going to pull somebody over at fucking 10 after 8 to give a $200 fuck. Get the fuck out of here. That's not being a cop. That's being a fucking idiot. You're supposed to serve the community. When you pull over on Lancashire because there's a homeless guy taking his dick out and 2 cars like that and I got to go around them, that's not protecting the fucking community, man. You know, there's a big thing in L.A. going on right now about fucking cops dying. And hey, I sympathize with the families. I sympathize with everybody. But you live by the sword, you fucking die by the sword. L.A. police don't fucking shoot nobody in the leg, man. They shoot people. In this fucking town, they shoot to kill.
They do?
Oh, fuck, read the paper every day. They had to shoot a guy who had a gun. Shoot him in the leg. Shoot him in the leg 2 times. In L.A., they kill everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
These cops kill fucking everybody. So you live by the fucking sword, you die by the fucking sword. Some cop was at a light and he got hit by a fucking drunk driver woman. Killed 2 weeks ago. My sympathies go out to the fucking family, but karma's a motherfucker. Just because you got a fucking badge don't mean you can double park or do what the fuck you want to do. You got to be a cop, but you also got to be a human fucking being. When I grew up, I was a bad person. I did some bad things. But thank God the cops I dealt with were human beings. They came to me and said, what happened? This is what happened. You want to arrest me for 2 kids throwing their fucking hands up? Really? Over a parking spot? Take us around the corner, sit there with the cop car with the lights on, watch us fight it out, and then put us in the car and take us fucking home. But these motherfuckers now with ticket, but then they wonder why the jails are packed, because they forgot to be human beings. The police department is corporate now.
Yeah.
It's like everything fucking else in our lives. Everything has procedures, this and this, this and this. Well, I have to be a fucking human being. I pull you over. I know who the fuck is speeding. I know who has to get to where the fuck they're going. I know. You don't think you know when somebody's fucking playing you? You fucking know. But there's people that are just trying to, and then you pull them over and break their fucking balls. You follow me? It's just, you know, so you live by the fucking sword, you die by the sword. I've always said Karma 101 is a motherfucker. And I'm not happy about that, the people's fucking lives. I know I'm going to get backlash for saying this shit, but it's true. You pull up to there's people who have mental health issues who just wake up one morning and get a fucking axe and stand in front of their house and wave it around. You know what? You shoot tear gas at that motherfucker and you shoot him in the fucking leg with a .22. And you take him to fucking mental health facility. They don't see it like that no more. They come in, they'll shoot you fucking dead. Maybe you forgot 3 days to take your medication. People forget to take their medication all the fucking time. So a guy gets it. They didn't shoot Martin Lawrence when he was naked on fucking whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But they'll shoot a motherfucker in this town, man. And then they wonder why they're getting killed. Because karma's a motherfucker. Karma's a fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, you see that a lot more with animals, like dogs and stuff. That always breaks my
What's
heart.
going on the last 3 years with these people shooting fucking dogs?
I don't know.
Shooting a fucking dog?
Yeah.
Shooting a fucking dog? Do you know what comes back to you when you shoot a dog? Do you know what happens to your fucking asshole?
Something terrible, I hope.
You know, Michael Vick apologized to it, but Michael Vick lives in fear. Vick lives in fear. You ever kick a cat or do something bad to an animal, the karma you have, a gentle animal? Yeah, there's some animals out there looking to bite you. I could see, you know, I was sitting the other day yesterday, if I'm at the park, and I see a dog going to bite Mercy, I got to kick him in the fucking neck. And I love animals, but I got to kick him in the neck. It's either fucking, I got to go for the jugular. I just posted that today. You go for the fucking jugular. What are you going to do? Yeah. I'm going to hold him back. Help, police. I got to kick that fucking dog in the throat. He's about to bite my fucking daughter or my fucking son.
Right. Were we supposed to have a call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, kids?
You bad motherfucker. I haven't had you on for a while, and I just wanted to talk to you about a few things that have been bothering me lately.
Oh, well, let's do it, bro. You got the floor, my man.
Danny B on the phone, one of the last fucking real savages from our society back in Jersey.
A rare breed, a very rare breed, to say the least, buddy.
You know,
What's
Danny,
going on? How's everybody?
Last week I was talking to these guys about the movie The Thief, how I watched the end of it and I broke into tears because that's what I wanted to be in 1983. That's what I wanted to be in 1984. That's what I wanted to be in 1985. I wanted to be a thief and I wanted to shoot people. And it was so sad that here I am today and I'm not a thief and I'm not shooting people. But that was the mindset I had, you know, and I've changed in so many ways. I mean, Danny, you used to get a call every 10 days. Have you seen Coco? He robbed my fucking house. That cocksucker, somebody took, you know, it was every fucking...
Dude, I was the one of the few that always had your back. You know, everybody was a finger point there until you went to Hollywood. Now they're like, there he is. There's Coco. I grew up with him. That's my boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, fuck everybody.
Thank you. Now you know why the way I am, like that fucking Facebook and shit. They always, even when I moved, even when I left New Jersey, I was still getting blamed for robberies.
Yep.
And it's funny, Danny, that
fuck 'em all, Coco.
we changed.
Hey, they do this. I'm sorry, brother. They do the same thing to me, too.
Oh, I know. You and I are the fucking scapegoats.
Yeah.
You and I are the scapegoats that they don't even talk about no more because they're embarrassed because we weren't supposed to be around. We were not supposed to be around. And it's funny how, Danny, we've changed. We used to, we had a funny conversation yesterday about selling weed, you and I, how for 20 years we sold everything, and now that weed is legal, we want to do something else. What the fuck? We should be selling weed now. Now it's legal. It was easy. It was hard before.
Well, how about this? A Bianculo bar.
Denny
all fucking night.
A Denny Bianculo bar. It's heavy. It's 30 grams. It's 300 grams of reefer, 8 grams of protein, and 2 grams of blow wrapped up in a bazooka for that last fucking edge. Fuck your fucking energy drink and all that bullshit.
Yep.
But you know what, Danny? Every time I see you and I look in your eyes and I hug you and we changed. We have families now. We have a wife. We don't stay up all night. We don't give a fuck of what's going on. But the one thing is we really didn't change, Danny. You and I really didn't change. We could still fucking flip that switch in the middle of but we didn't change our values, Danny. I'm from North Bergen just like you. We never went out of our way to be fucking cool. We just knew that when we walked in the room, you had to suck our dick. That's just the way it works out in my life.
Confidence. Yeah, I still do that. I walk into the room. I don't give a fuck. I want you to like me, but if you don't, I don't give a fuck. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I like to get along with as many people as possible, but you know what? It's not the case. So I walk into a room like I own the place, and that's just me. I've always done that. And same with you, man. No matter where you were in life, balls on your feet, broke, whatever, you always walked around. See, it's not what you have, it's what they think you have in life. So you got to carry yourself with confidence, because if you do that, eventually shit comes your way. I mean, you're a perfect example. I'm a perfect example. And it's only a handful of guys like us in that whole area, Cokes, that I go back there. I saw the crew in January. We did okay. That's all I'll say without pointing fingers or saying, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself. We did okay. It's
funny how I'm not a lot of the things I used to be, but I'm still that core person, and I'm proud of it. I don't know. Last week, 2 weeks ago, the owner of the Clippers got in trouble. It's all over the news, the chick, the fucking dude. I like to see, and everybody's like in shock, Danny, about it, that they can't believe they said it. For once, I like to put cameras or tape recorders on people's minds to see what they really fucking thought. To see what they really thought. Yeah, and it's like,
I know. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right, man. I know when people are looking at me, I know deep down what they're thinking. I know they can smile, and I know what they're fucking thinking 90% of the time. Hey, listen, everybody's got a bit of prejudice in one way or the other. What he said, I wasn't there. You weren't there. I mean, I don't even know the guy. I don't give a fuck. But listen, it's part of life. It's fucking part of life. People are always going to have their opinions. People are going to say this and that. But as far as the life ban, I don't know if that was necessary. Personally, I think they got a little carried away with the sanctions. But you got to watch what you say when you're in position, Coco. You don't have to. You can walk on a stage and tell somebody to go suck your dick and get away with it.
But Danny,
that's where I'd rather
Danny, if you put a tape recorder in my house, you're going to hear the same shit you hear on the podcast. And the same with you. The same with you, Danny.
You think I call my kids honey? You think I call them sweet? Listen, I'm a good parent, but in my house, I'm real, just like I am in life. My kids know. They know when Daddy's got a game on to stay the fuck away. They know when I'm in a good mood. Listen, I am who I am. We don't change. People don't. They might get a little better, but we don't change. You have your same values. You were always good people. You're always good people that got dealt a pretty rough hand in life. But, again, look where you are now. You're traveling. You got your little soldiers everywhere. Just happy to... I see their faces. They love you.
I love them. I love them, Danny.
I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand many times, and and I'm so happy when I see... Listen, you've always been funny. To see you on stage, it's something I've seen my whole life. I was but these guys, when I see how they embrace you, that makes me happy. Because you're getting the love that you really never had. Your mom loved you, obviously, but you had a rough life. But you never changed. You're still who you are. You know,
Daddy, I'm
but now you're a
surrounded,
mom.
except
now
for
you're a daddy.
except for the flying Jew and people I've handpicked that have come into my life out here. I am surrounded with people that I see them and I drive home and I go, how do these people live with themselves? Because 80% of what they put out is just bullshit. 80%. I tell you what, I'm walking around, I put out 10% bullshit. Maybe I don't know about something. Maybe I have no knowledge. I'm speaking fucking, I don't know what the word is, negligently about something, but I'm not claiming to be the smartest guy in the world. What you see is what you see. I don't even know how half these people in L.A. can live with themselves. They must cry themselves to sleep every night, praying and hoping nobody really sees the real them. I don't give a fuck. I want people to see the real me, because if you don't get something listen, we grew up with some fucked up people, but I took little things from them. As fucked up as Mike Ronnie is one of the most fucked up people I ever had around my life, but he came into my life at the perfect time because he showed me that he didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And that nothing matters if you don't give a fuck. Nothing really changes. People get to know that you don't give a fuck, and either the people that don't give a fuck come to you, the people that are worried about what people have to say, they stay clear of you. It's like my comedy career, bro. I don't get invited to do nothing, Danny. Danny, it's hilarious. And I sit back and I tell the Flying Jew, I'll call the Flying Jew and go, watch this. They're not going to ask me or they're going to do this. And Danny, it's hysterical, and I don't know, and it's for many reasons. One, because I kidnapped the motherfucker and put him in the trunk of a car. That always scares certain people. Two, I told some motherfucker here, like, people are still mad at me in the industry because I went to a wake, Danny, and somebody was there who used to torture this person in their real life, and I raised my hand for this person and told him to get the fuck out. That's why people are mad at me, because I told the truth.
Well, the truth hurts, brother man. The truth hurts. I'm so honest with you that it hurts at times, but it is the way it is. People can't handle the truth.
They really
and
can't.
That's so true.
They really fucking can. These fucking mutts out here, they'll do shit to look. I mean, I have so many people that come up to me and hug me, and it's like they're all Judases. I could feel the Judas hug, and I just laugh. Because I know that someday they're going to have to suck my dick. Like at the end of War Pigs, when Jesus laughing spreads his, Satan laughing spreads his wings. Every time I hear that line, I'm not a big Satan guy, but I like that fucking line, because at the end you're going to suck my fucking dick. Because if I know you're a Judas, I'll play you along. I'll play that Judas hand. And then it starts, you know what it makes me think? Like, these people are all undercover cops. They all live their life like undercover fucking cops, because you don't know who the fuck they are. I'm so proud I went to jail. I'm so proud I turned out to be a comic. I'm so proud I have faults. I'm so proud I used to pick my face when I was coked up to fucking, because I hated myself. That's why I got scars. I hated myself. But I'm so proud that I am who the fuck I am. I am so fucking proud of that. All these books on parenting and all these fucking Gentiles with their bullshit and their kids, and you know what? Your kids grew up to be fucking holograms of a human fucking being. They're gonna grow up to have a goatee, a Sinatra hat, a fucking Prius, a fucking Chihuahua, a fucking tattoo, a Starbucks, and texting to their friends about gluten. That's what they're all gonna fucking be, and they're proud with themselves.
You're killing me, bro.
Me, I'd rather be me or you or the Flying fucking Jew. Salute the flag, motherfuckers.
Hey, listen, man. You know what? The worst offense is the family. My family especially, There's a handful of them. How I feel about James and Greg, but take that out of the equation, they're all haters. My wife, they're jealous about my wife because she comes from a rough background, Phillipsburg, Phillipsburg, it's a poor town, and she's got the big house. Her family's jealous. I don't even have. We have 4 people that's all that matters to me right here in this house, because that's all that really cares. That's all that really matters. I have no relationship with anybody in my family other than what's in this house, really, Coco. It's because they're envious. Why is he? How did he get out of this? You know what? Because I never took fucking no for an answer. And I went to jail. You know what? You're right. I'm glad I went to jail.
I'm blessed that I went to jail. These motherfuckers,
saved my life.
half of these motherfuckers belong in jail for fucking being faggots. They should all fucking go to jail for walking around and not being themselves. I think that's the biggest felony you could be, is being a fucking fake. That's the biggest felony in life. If I was a cop, I'd just arrest motherfuckers for being fake motherfuckers, man. It drives me crazy.
You know what I love, Coco? You know, we got this little, I don't know, social club, whatever. It's a nice little joint. Thursday night, you got all these wannabes, the real estate guys, trying to close people. You know what I hate? These fucking business guys that make fucking 80 grand a year and they walk around like they're hot shit, always talking business, always fucking marketing. There are the fakest ones out there. You know what? You got me going, man. You got me fucking going.
It's Monday.
Now I'm on a mission.
That's what I'm supposed to fucking do. It's Monday. You can do anything today. Stop being a fucking fake. Rip that fucking goatee off your face and take that Sinatra hat and throw it away. Take your dick out and go, fuck it. I'm slinging
That's
dick.
right.
Fuck what anybody. Let the pieces fall where the fuck they made, dog.
So that's what I do. You know, that's how I can carry myself. I don't really give a fuck. You know, I know who I am. I know my morals. I know I'm the same guy that I was years ago. I was always kind-hearted. I just, you know, got wise, and I kind of blocked out a lot of shit.
You have to.
Go ahead, buddy.
You have to block it out. I've lost more fucking friends the last 2 years than I've had. Like, but they're all friends from out here, which they come and fucking go. You know, you call these people, and it's just hilarious to me. It's just, I hear, like when I go to towns, people come up to me and go, hey, man, I was telling Lee last night that people go, oh, man, that guy's really cool. But I see, you know, you have to see people what the fuck they are. These people get confused by all the words that come out of your mouth and not people's actions. They don't, and that's why I come on this podcast and I've opened myself up. I've opened it up to let people know these bitches that are talking to you, they're talking to you from $1 million fucking house. They're talking to you from $1 million house, telling you about fucking life. I'm telling you, I still live in a fucking 2-bedroom that I rent, and I love it because I'm still in the fucking heart of the game, man. I'm in the heart of the fucking game.
You know what, though, Coco? You know, life's simpler that way. We have the big house and all that, but we don't need it. Me and my family would be just as happy in a 3-bedroom anywhere USA as long as we're together. And I have to work still. I have it good. I have it better than most, but I have to work. I have to wake up every day just like you. And you're probably one of the hardest working comics out there. Every Thursday on the fucking road, tweeting, doing this, writing. You go home, you do comedy. I mean, who does it harder than you? Nobody.
I never want to sit here and cry. I'm sick and tired of listening to America cry and people cry. Everybody cries. When you have an opportunity, jump on. Well, I don't really want to work 70 hours. I have a family. Fuck you and your fucking family. You're not going to have a fucking family if you don't fucking work and go out there. Well, I want to be a good human being. I want to have time for life. What fucking life? What life? What life?
You know, I don't have it. You think that when I got guys that work for me, you know, during football, baseball, they help out, and then they want to go see their kids play baseball on Saturday. You know, that's great and everything. I haven't had a Saturday or a Sunday to myself since I was in jail. That was it. And I've been working every Saturday, Sunday, holidays, because I have to take care of mine. So when I got guys that come to me, so I'd like to go see my kid. Well, go ahead, but just don't come fucking back. Because the day I can leave to go watch my kid play, then you can do it. You know what I'm saying, Coco?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to fucking die. I say it all the fucking time. Every day I say that. I don't know how these fucking people expect to do anything in their fucking lives because everybody wants to do this, and this, and this, but nobody wants to jump into the fucking waters. Everybody wants to do it from a fucking... And I see it all the time. Me and Lee talk about it. I'll call Lee and go, Lee, did you see what happened today? I don't know. You know, look at this guy. We gave him this 3 months, nothing. He hasn't done a fucking... This is the same guy that'll call you and cry or put... Well, I don't have time to be on the computer all day, but you got time to fucking cry. You got time to live your life how you've been living it. You know?
Yeah.
And then you get mad at other people.
You got to work it, bro. You've done it. You know, nobody gave you jack shit. You know, they seen you on TV. They seen you with Adam Sandler. Guess what? You still got to work your ass off. You know, that's the way it is.
And Danny,
you know, Bob,
I wish they would have seen me before Adam Sandler. I wish there was a way God could send me a clip of when I lived with Fernie in 1983.
Fernie,
and
oh my God, I miss him. I miss
no
Fernie.
shit.
I haven't seen. Fernie's a good man.
I would get up. Fernie would work, and I would leave his house at 8:30. I would go to the Achardies, and I would get breakfast on the arm, whatever it was, $6, 3 eggs, bacon, toast. And I would ask Mr. Achardy for a $20 advance. I wouldn't even pay for breakfast. I'd go, can I get $20 a draw? Can you imagine that? going to eat breakfast and asking the waiter to give you $20 and putting your fucking. So he would make me sign the 20, the $6 breakfast. I'd give him a $10 tip, and I'd say I'll be back here by 5 to give you $36. And with that 20, I had to go out and figure it out. So I had to take a number 1 bus downtown and go around the old neighborhood and see who was dealing drugs, who left a window open. You know, people have no fucking idea.
The 22 Hillside. I remember taking that bus. You know, that's true, too. A lot of people fucking... Oh, man, we can talk all day. You can talk about some of these people. Achardi, you said. That's a name that... I saw Mikey Achardi a couple of years ago in Hoboken. He owns a bunch of clubs down there. I don't know if you've...
Yeah, no, I know all about those guys. But it's the fucking... Think of these people... Think if you had a video of your life from 1987 when I was bringing guns to you and you were giving me powder back to take back to Colorado when I get to your house. And we think about if these people really saw that shit. You know, a lot of people get mad at me, Danny, and they go, "Oh, you bring people up from your past and these kids you grew up with that you're living in your past." You know why I do this, you fucking jerk-offs? To show you that I'm not bullshitting you motherfuckers. How many other fucking podcast people could put people on from their high school to tell you motherfuckers at home how they really were in high school? How many? How many of these fucking dudes that come on the podcast and act like Johnny Banana could really call their friends from high school and grammar school and say, tell these motherfuckers what they don't know? That's why I have these fucking savages on, you fucking cocksuckers. Sorry about that, Danny.
You know what? Yeah, that's okay. Get biblical. You have every right. It's your show. No, but you're right. They don't know. They don't know. I have a stored footage in my mind of many nights with you, with Russo, Claire, Gary, my brother. And you're right. It is a fucking movie. You know what? If somebody was to fucking film us all night long from 9 o'clock at night to the 2 o'clock stage, 4 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock, peeking out the windows, running around, getting in a cab, go to New York, robbing somebody, you know, it was fucking bizarre.
Robbing somebody and coming right back and partying.
I remember Joey fucking, what's the name? Ciccarelli. Joey Ciccarelli. He fucking, out of nowhere, we called him Inspector Gadget. He looked like fucking Inspector Gadget. This fucking motherfucker would jump in a cab at 7 o'clock in the morning, go rob fucking, come back with 50 or 60 vials of crack, fucking blood all over him. And, you know, they wanted it, and they got it. But, yeah, I mean... I don't know how I get into Ciccarelli there, but
Let me tell you something.
It was fucking crazy times, man. Crazy times. No, they wouldn't believe it.
They wouldn't believe it, and that's why I put you on. That's why I put Timmy Holloway on, and anybody else that calls me and go, I want to come on. I want to show you people where I am now and where I was then. So you motherfuckers know you could do this. This is all bullshit that they try to put fear in your hearts and you can't turn your life. Fuck. Oh, how to turn your life around. Send me $9.95 a month. Go fuck yourself. You grab your balls, you got a knife, you make a fucking plan, and you get out there and do it, motherfucker.
Well, here you go. 8 months, 2004. Jamie's 8 months pregnant. I'm worth millions of dollars. Life is going fucking smooth. It's like I used to drive around waiting for something bad to happen.
You have to.
Know?
You have to.
And then I remember the knock on the door, April 8th, 2004. James Schmidt upstairs. I'm thinking that that he did something with the rent-a-car I got. Jamie's like, the cops are at the door. I'm like, the cops? I said, what the fuck did he do? Hope he didn't do anything with that car last night. Open up the door, there's guns to my head, fucking mask, 7 different agencies there, fucking stripped all the money out of my account, you know, lost everything that I worked hard for 10 years after I got it. Did I give up? No. I didn't give up. I did my 6 months of house arrest, my probation. I got back in the game, and I made my fucking millions back. And I lost some along the way, but I got right back on my horse, Coke. So all the guys, oh, he made millions, he made this. You know what? And I paid the fucking price along the way, too. But ultimately, my ultimate reward was what I got now.
And you never, ever sold your soul like these motherfuckers.
Fuck no,
That's the other thing. What about that dude that was tweeting us, talking about, oh, you're friends with Danny, he did time. What did you do? You sucked a dick. And I'm supposed to take your word for granted with that sperm breath. Get the fuck out of my face, you fucking cocksucker.
Oh, dude, not for nothing. That guy was a nut.
They're all a nuts. I get them. Danny, I get people fucking hit me once a day. I wake up sometimes to emails that are horrible and I laugh. Because you thought about this all night. You thought about this all night to write me, to call me a fat fucking felon. Who gives? I'm proud that I'm a fucking felon. I don't give a fuck.
You know what I say? Fuck you. How many times were you in a movie with Bobby fucking De Niro, Sylvester Stallone, Adam said? So how can anybody have anything negative to say about you. You're the most
No, they have to.
guy.
They have to. Listen, it's in your nature, brother.
Fucking crazy.
It's in your, and I don't even give a fuck about the De Niro Stallone shit. That doesn't make me a
fucking
man.
angry.
What
Getting
makes me
angry.
a fucking man, Danny, is the journey,
Bring
and that's
that
what people don't
bull back,
understand.
Danny.
That's what people don't understand is the journey and how you hold yourself up as a fucking man. You know what? I never
Correct.
sold my soul. You know what? I did my time. They came to me and said,
You did, bro.
if you roll on this guy in Aspen, we'll take. Fuck it, bro. I don't even know that mentality. I'll take my chance because I didn't do nothing. There's no fingerprints. The dude was in the trunk of a car and I wasn't there. Who gives a fuck? You want to do something to me? Do. In fact, I called him last night. I called Vela last night. Message. I love Ken Vela. I really do. I'm sorry about that day, but it just goes to show you sometimes, life duplicates movies.
We make mistakes.
We make mistakes sometimes.
We all, you know what though? But that's the thing, dignity, man. I got in trouble. Same with you. I could have rolled on people. I could have took down Frank Jumper and all of those fucking guys that they wanted me to roll on, and that knocked on the day. Fuck that. Fuck that. You know what? If I didn't go to prison, I would have been dead anyway. So
Speaking of prison, what do we hear from Gary?
We don't hear nothing.
I've been getting emails about Gary. I get an email about Gary once a week.
Well, you know what? We haven't had no contact, any of us. I think the last letter came in right around Christmas time. He's got to finish his first sentence, which I think was another 3.5 years, and I don't know if they convicted him yet on the other crime, the last bank robbery, but doesn't look good for the home team, Coke. He's probably going to, and I think that's where he wanted to be.
No, that's where he wanted to be.
You.
That's where he wanted to be.
I think that we wanted it more than he did. He came out, he was overwhelmed. He saw what I have. My cousin Michael does okay. And he was like, he felt out of place here. He felt like, I don't belong here. He spent 20 years, his whole adult life. He was never right in the head to begin with. So I feel that he wanted to, because all he kept saying is, I just want to go to the beach. I'm like, was that your goal when you got out of jail to go? The first day he got out, that I saw him anyway, he was telling me he wanted to take down some fucking drug lord, break him out of a federal prison in Tennessee, that there's a $30 million reward on him. I'm like, so this guy's got all that money and they pick you? You? Out of all the people that they can approach in prison to break a guy. So I'm saying, so what's the plan? He goes, well, he's on chemo, so we're going to find out when his doctor hours are, and we're going to intercept him. I said, so how are we going to do this? So I'm just playing along. So I knew right out the door, Coke, that he didn't. So I said, let's go get you a good lunch, because I figured that might be his last. So I kind of knew out the door that Gary, he didn't have long for, his time. And what do you make it, 6 months, if that? I think that's about it. He made about 6 months.
How's baseball season treating you?
Baseball? You know what? I had a good run. Last week I got some manners slapped on me. It happens. I had a bad run last week. We snapped out of it a little bit, but hit and miss. It's been a tough playoffs. The second round's been better than the first round. First round was fucking crazy. Dogs, and dogs. But baseball is baseball. It's a long season. Ups and downs, and I think we're like 4 or 5 games over 500 for the year. We're not lighting it up. We're not getting hurt, but it's a series of runs, man. It's not easy. I'm dealing with a lot of good guys now, so I'm networking. But yeah, baseball is baseball. We do well. I'm fucking hoping the Mets win a fucking World Series here sometime soon. But
are they good?
I don't really know. So what else is up with you, brother?
Are they any good, the Mets?
Huh?
Are the Mets any good?
Nah, I'm always a Met fan. I always remember. You remember Jose Cananico?
Yeah, with the thick glasses.
Yeah, tough kid. Yeah, he owed me some loot for a long time. I'm up at Hashway's fucking getting some fucking booze and whatever, milk or whatever, and I'm gone longer than I'm supposed to be. I fucking come back. My mother's like, yeah, Cananico was just here. I'm like, Cananico? He owes me the money. She goes, no, she was going to take you to Game 6 of the World Series. So, the Mets. Getting back to the Mets, last time they did anything productive was 86. But, yeah, speaking of Cananico, he had tickets for Game 6, and I just wasn't home. Probably was snorting with Hashway and missed fucking Game 6 because of that. But the Mets, Yankees, Mets, I don't know. I had Torrey on my show. That was pretty cool. Had a chance to talk to Mike Torrey. He's a good old boy. Jason Abramowitz is pretty good friends with him.
They came to the shows in Florida. They brought Torrey with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nice guy. Very
he's a
nice
good
guy.
dude, man.
You're
Very nice.
guy.
You know, it was shocking. Very, very shocking how nice and genuine he was, and you know, had a good time. We got pretty hammered. I went out to that baseball dinner. That was a nice experience, man. If anybody out there, if you like your baseball, anybody can buy a general ticket. You go to that baseball writers thing in New York, Coco. It's wonderful. You get all the celebrities there, all the baseball greats. Hank Aaron made me cry. You know, it's just a nice time, man. But you know, I've always loved baseball, Coco. That's my passion. Bro.
You
I
and all
always
the
loved
boys.
it.
And you used to go to Shea Stadium and fucking Yankee Stadium and bring 20 people with you. Danny, where can they find you? Danny B. Wins still?
I don't even know my shit no more. On Twitter, it's Danny Wins for You or something like that. I mean,
Danny B. Wins. And then
no,
you offering any plans this week for baseball?
Nah, you know, I just got my regular stuff. I'm kind of like, you know what, Coco? I'm not really pushing much right now. I'm just doing my thing, you know, and this is the time of year. They can go to my website, DannyWinsForYou.com, check it out. But I'm not really pushing much. I'm making some changes, that's why. I'm in the process of getting a website with like 5 or 6 good handicappers and just kind of being the pitch man for it. I'm getting burnt out with this. I want to take I want to find some time for myself because I'm getting up there. And so I'm thinking about networking where I get a website and I recruit 5 or 6 top guys in the business, and you know, just trying to do something a little different, something to shake it up a little bit. Because I'm a radio guy, Coke, but I'm missing all of this fucking internet shit. Guys are making $200,000 or $300,000 a month selling fucking pics on the internet. It's crazy.
We got to figure something out. I love you, cocksucker. And we'll talk again this week. I just want to talk to you about manhood and what the fuck we've put together and how you're one of the few guys, you, Jimmy Villano, a couple guys, man. You see these guys and they're still fucking men. And I got to come out here and deal with these fucking mooks.
Yeah. You've been promising. Stay with me. We'll go down in the stands, have a good time, and that would be nice. I miss Jimmy Villano. He was a stand-up guy. I haven't seen Jimmy in 25,
I grew up with a lot
years,
of good people, and now I'm surrounded with these fucking soul fucking salesmen. I love you, cocksucker. Stay black.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Always. I just wanted to talk to you. I had a good time with you yesterday. I love you, cocksucker.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Give the wife and kid a kiss and all that stuff. Lee, take care. Thanks for having me, my friends. And,
love you.
Make it a good day.
You too, buddy. Thank you for the balls today.
You got it, brother. Bye-bye.
That's how the fuck we do it, Lee. I'm just getting sick and tired of these fake motherfuckers, Lee.
I'm so high. I picture that entire conversation like you were in like an old Italian restaurant, both wearing like wife beaters, and you had spaghetti and meatballs, and it's flying the entire time.
Fuck it.
Jimmy Gagucci.
It's fucking Monday, motherfuckers. I'm not gonna let you go out there half fucked up. You gotta go out there with some nuts. Tell these motherfuckers to suck your dick. You got a dream, and it's bigger than that fucking dream. Let me give some shout-outs to my main man, Andy Huggy Bear Allen. Keep fucking fighting, you bad motherfucker. Noah's Ark. What? Simon Patow. Sandman, I love you. Tracy, stay in the fight. And Billy Anderson, you're a bad motherfucker. You understand me? Talking about bad motherfuckers. I went on stage the other night and I mixed the Matt Brown fight. And then I came out there all on Twitter. And then last night I got home and it was on. I taped it yesterday and I watched it 2 fucking times. You know, I'm going to call Matt Brown today. He's got to be on the show Wednesday. But I'm going to try my hardest to get him on because I cried when I watched that. I cried over the patience. I cried over the balls. I cried over his never say die fucking attitude. And when I see that, I know that I'm onto the right thing. There's still people that have that. You're going to have to fucking kill me to take me out. It's like me with comedy. I don't give a fuck no more about these people. I'm going for it, Lee. I'm going for it.
Do it.
I'm done. I'm done with these motherfuckers. You know, so that's it. That's why today's podcast is a little on the powerful side. I'm a little sick and tired. And I know people at home, sometimes you get sick and tired of shit. It's time to fucking pick it up. If these motherfuckers don't give you the respect and the love you deserve, you know, as a human being, that you're a nice person, then you got to go back to basics and take it from them. And that's the old-fashioned way. So we're going for it with the church. I'm just letting you motherfuckers know. Let's start with our fucking sponsor. Hey, wait. We're talking about Matt Brown here. What the fuck was it? Getting emotional.
What
the fuck, dude? No, that was tremendous. And the kid Silva, my heart goes out to him.
Oh.
Because he took 80 fucking knees to the head, and he never went down. Towards the end, you had to go down. I mean, that kid's got a headache today. That kid can't think straight. He's not going to think straight for a week. It's a shame, but Silver put his heart out there.
I've never heard of him before.
Yeah. He's been around, and he's one of these guys that he's fucking great. I mean, those liver kicks, and he kept getting them with him. Those stomach kicks.
Yeah.
He's great with his fucking legs. His jiu-jitsu's great. It just wasn't great enough for Matt Brown. So Matt Brown's a soldier, but fucking Eric Silva, I give him my heart too, man. That was a great fight. You know, the UFC has some fucked up fights coming on, but that one was good. That one was really fucking good. And it just, now you know why I had him on the podcast. You know, let's talk about something that I have a lot of fear in my daily life, and sometimes I get intimidated. But sometimes I get intimidated, and I go, what the fuck is wrong with me? Fuck this motherfucker. I bumped into Matt Brown in an elevator once. I never shit my pants that much. His energy is real. Like, his energy is intense, and it leaks out of his pores. But I know people who are intense for wrong reasons. He's intense for all the fucking right reasons, because the energy goes somewhere. It goes into his gloves, which gets punched into your fucking head. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have that weird energy, but they can't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
He lets it go. And he boils it up. At the end, he brought his fucking twin boys up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Matt Brown. And I thought he called out everybody. I thought he was going to call out Johnny Hendricks, his barber. You know, this guy, that guy. Fuck it. Yeah, when when you're on that much of a roll, you just start calling motherfuckers out. The barber, the guy who trims his beard.
That was 7 in a row, right?
7 in a row.
Wow.
What the fuck is going on?
We're going to have to put soundproofing in the window, but it's okay.
I didn't know they have construction now. Every fucking place we go to early in the morning got some fucking dilemma. Fuck. Now I got the Construction Brothers next to me. What the fuck? Anyway, I was having a hard time sleeping on the road. I had a hard time sleeping last week. My sleep comes and goes. I'm tired in the daytime. Sometimes I drink green tea at night, and it keeps me up even after I fall asleep. Like, I'll fall asleep from being tired. But the green tea, the caffeine stays in me and shit, and I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. So I got home yesterday, and I wasn't jet lagged. The fucking flight I flew back from Santa Fe from was one of those Wright brother planes, those little La Bamba planes.
Oh, you were hating.
Oh, my God. I put my iPod on, I closed my eyes, and put the fucking hooded sweatshirt over my head, and I just cried. That's all I could do on those La Bamba flights, because you think the fucking... and something about Santa Fe that I don't want to forget, that I had a really good time, was the guy who ran the place, Zach.
Okay.
I deal with a lot of fucking managers and a lot of people in the business. This guy was the top of his game. And when I tell you, this young man was at the top of his fucking game. I don't know what his last name was. I just know him as Zach. I know he's half Spanish, and he's one of the elders on the tribe.
What made him so great?
His positiveness, how good he was as a manager, reflected how good he was as a leader. I could see how people respected him. He was on the money with us from A to Z. There was no stone. Anything we wanted, we could have had. I mean, anything. It was just a matter of time. You know, he was that much. The food I had in Santa Fe, New Mexico, at that casino was so fucking good.
What do you have?
Like authentic Mexican food from the Southwest, like that part, because there's different styles of Mexican food by region.
Okay.
Especially in this country. There's the Colorado, Denver, New Mexico style with the green chili. There's the stuff you get here in San Diego, and then there's the stuff you eat in Mexico, you know. But this, you know, and every when you go to Chicago, their tacos are different. You know, the highest concentration of Mexican people are not the Southwest. It's above Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, Michigan has one of the highest concentrations of Mexican people. When I do shows out there, Latino fests and shit like that, the food was outrageous. But none of the Mexican food I love, because I was in Colorado 15 years, so it's all green chili based. And I fucking love it. And then you have the Tex-Mex. You know, you have the Tex-Mex, which we'll be fucking tearing down this fucking week.
Oh, shit.
With Papacitos and all the fucking joints. I got another buddy taking us to a more authentic place. We're going to Papa Do's. We're going down, baby. You know, we won't have a time to go to Chewy's. We just don't have that much in us.
Right.
And I'm not going to be smoking weed till Saturday, so the appetite will not be there. We're going to get somebody to stand on line for us while we go get some edibles. I go get some barbecue. You'll be eating edibles from midnight. You'll be on probation edibles. After this week, you get your strike back.
Oh, God.
After this Monday, you get your strike back. But what I was trying to say was, with all the sleeping and all that shit, when I came home yesterday, I was sitting there a little confused. I knew I had the baby in the afternoon. I knew I had to do things with the family. and I took an Onnit turnaround 180. And let me tell you something, guys. My day was fucking made. Onnit just keeps getting better and better and better with their products. I went on their webpage last night. I mean, every time I go on their webpage, I learn something. I read about something. There's something on there that I could be using. Maybe it's not the alpha brain. Maybe it's the digestive enzymes. Maybe it's their kettlebells, the plain ones. You don't even have to get the other ones. They have plain ones for you. And if you look at weight, that it's not a bad deal because you have to ship them. Onnit has so many good things for you, so many healthy things for you. You know, my knees hurt, I take the strong bone, you know. It has so many fucking things for you, man. Go to Onnit.com. Go to Onnit.com. See what they have. Start with the alpha brain. You're having trouble in your running. You're having trouble with jiu-jitsu. You're having trouble with basketball. You're in a league. You don't think you have the endurance. Try the Shroom Tech Sport. Just try it. Go to Onnit.com. Press what? Church. Go to Onnit.com or go to joeydiaz.net and go to my box, press church, and then order what the fuck you want. Get 10% off. Get put on the list, and you're part of the Onnit family. Try everything. It's got a money-back guarantee. Go to Onnit.com. Also, Dollar Shave Club. Did you see how many things we got on Twitter this week that people could receive the Dollar Shave Clubs?
One guy got a pin for being there for fucking forever.
Let me tell you something. Dollar Shave Club people, you do what the fuck you want. You want to keep fucking getting fucked up razors and all of it? Go. Be my help. I'm trying to save you some Gitas. I'm trying to give you more money so you can smoke reefer at the fucking end of the week. I'm trying to save you a couple fucking dollars. $1, $6, or $9 is all the packages cost, and it gets delivered to your house. No gas, no paperwork, no nothing, no phone calls. They'll send you an email to let you know it's coming so you can look out for it. You get your razors sent to your house, whether you order One Wipe Charlie's or the shaving butter, that's your prerogative. All I want you to do is try the Dollar Shave Club. Go to Dollar Shave, go to joeydiaz.net, go to Dollar Shave Club box, press
Church.
Then pick the option you want. $1 gets you 4 blades a month.
I think it's 2, 3, and 4.
4. So, guys, you cannot fucking lose. I live with this shit every fucking day. I love it. I take it on the road with me. I love it. The handle is tough. It's strong. Dollar Shave Club. Go to joeydiaz.net. Go to Dollar Shave Club. Press what?
Church.
And be a part of this shit. I get tweets every day. Go on my wall. You can look for yourself. People always, thank you for the patch and the fucking letter, and thank you for Dollar Shave Club. Well, thank you for Hulu Plus. I ain't fucking around either when it comes to Hulu Plus. 2 weeks for free. I'm talking about tremendous fucking movies. I even had to write them down because I can't believe it sometimes. From fucking Modern Family. I mean, just the dramas. Revenge, The Sleepy Hollow, Nashville, Castle, Chicago Fire, fucking kids shows, SpongeBob, Sam and Cat, fucking comedy, Modern Family, Saturday Night Live, South Park, The Colbert Report, Bob's Burgers, reality. You got Shark Tank, Kitchen fucking Nightmares, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You got documentaries. You got fucking sports. You got Latino. Enough. You got animation. Go now. HuluPlus.com. What are you pressing the box?
You press Joey.
Joey. Joey. You get 2 weeks gratis. 2 weeks on the arm. 2 weeks for free. Try it out. Fucking sit there till your ass grows roots. Watch everything. Tell me it's not worth $7.99 a month after that, and I'll tell you to suck my dick and call me Shorty. I was born in 1940. Go to Hulu Plus right now. Why fuck around? What's the fucking code?
Joey.
Get 2 weeks on the arm. You can see everything. All the shows I fucking told you, all right? Also, to my brothers at EscapePodTank.com, making it fucking happen. What they did was they got the Just Tank. And they're going to give you, what the fuck they're going to give you? $250, okay? $150 off the Just the Tank model. Go to fucking EscapePodTank.com. Go to their webpage. Read what they have to offer you. You got a question? Go to the 1-800 line. Call Jeremy direct. Jeremy, I'm thinking about this fucking isolation tank, Epsom salt. What? Talk to fucking the guy. You've thought about it. You go float around with these tubs with these people that whack off in there. And now you got to soak in Epsom salt and somebody's sperm sticks to your fucking neck. You don't need that shit. Do this in your house. You don't have to get fucking somebody's fungus. Call Jeremy, 1-800. Go to fucking EscapePodTank.com. Just for mentioning us. Let me put it this way. The tanks they have are high quality, tremendous. Now, if you go to any other tank companies and look what they got to offer you, you're going to save $2 to $3 grand with Escape Pod Tank. What they're going to do for you today, and every fucking day, is when you call, just look at the Just the Tank model. They're going to give you $150 off that alone. If you mention the church, Joey Diaz, Joey says balls, Lee's asshole, the Israeli flag, booyah! You get $250 off. They'll deliver to your house. It's going to cost you extra dough. If you want them to come out and fucking install it, you could. You can have somebody locally install it. Whatever you do, go for Escape Pod Tank. What I do with you, these are not sponsors. I'm trying to save you motherfuckers money, all right? Get your shit together. EscapePodTank.com, on it. Hulu fucking Plus, and what's the
Dollar
other?
Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club, I'm sorry. I got a little fucking confused. So what'd you learn today? You know what we learned today? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? 80% of you fucking bullshitting yourself and trying to bullshit the fucking people around you by getting, I got a tattoo. Look at me. I'm cool. Cool. What the fuck? What is the word fucking cool? When I was a kid, it was a fucking, the big thing was to be a fucking man, to sling dick with 3 hands. What's this? That's cool. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking maggots. This is America. Get it together, cocksuckers. What else, Lee? What do you got? I mean, why live with yourself if you're a fucking phony? How can you live with yourself? You gotta be scared. They're gonna find out I'm weak. I don't know. The fuck? Just be yourself. If they don't like it, tell them to suck your dick. Who gives a fuck? That's what the church is all about. Telling people to suck your dick and doing what the fuck you want to. I'm not gonna show up here with these guests that are better than you. I don't need that shit. Nobody's fucking better than you people. You people are better than half these motherfuckers on these podcasts trying to talk down to you. And meanwhile, they sit in their fucking $1 million homes fanning their dicks. What the fuck do they know about the struggle? What the fuck do they know about fear or fucking having fucking addictions or having problems? That's what puts us together as this fucking army that we are. We're the big dick army of this fucking country. What, Lee, motherfucker? What'd you say, cocksucker?
Nothing. There's nothing I can follow that up with. I like big dick army though.
You like that? The big dick army. And it's not having a big dick. It's having a lot of fucking heart and balls. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Brown and Silva and shit. What's up, Lee? What are your plans for the day? You done for the day? What are you
I got Rick Ramos tonight.
What movies you talking about?
I don't know. He changed it up. I have to call him. We had a couple options. But I saw a movie over the weekend. I saw that new Neighbors one.
What'd you think, brother?
It was actually pretty funny.
Funny
it was
shit.
actually pretty funny. It's not, but we talk about it a lot. Where it's funny, hee hee ha ha, but it won't stand up. I won't watch it in 5 years, but for that 2 hours in the movie theater, yeah, it was pretty good.
Listen, you go to a movie for it to take you away. That's why I always tell you I can't go to movies in the daytime because I'm not taken away.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on, I should be doing something constructive. Movies for me, like I said, I got 2-3 hours and it takes you away for 2-3 hours. The best thing is when you go to a movie and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's great. You forgot about why the fuck you went in there. The worst thing is when a movie's so bad, you feel worse than you did when you went in there.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to me fucking 6 out of 10 times when I go to the fucking movies. I try to watch the other shit, you know what I'm saying? But, what else did you do this week? You saw The Girlfriend?
Saw The Girlfriend last night.
Porto. What kind of cake did they give you?
Tres leches. That's what her mom
Tres
likes.
leches. What did it taste like? Tres leches?
It's pretty good. I haven't had it that much, but it's kind of weird. Like you're not because it's like they soak it in milk. I don't know how they get the milk in there. It's like evaporated milk.
Evaporated milk. You like it?
But it was pretty. It's fucking sweet. But yeah, it was good. And it's I can't tell you how important it is for guys out there and what a difference it makes when a girl's parents like you. Like I like how important is it for you? Because I'm sure were Terry's parents cool with you from the beginning, or how did that process go?
Listen, man, I've never been with a woman that her parents liked me from day one. I've never been like with the girl in high school, her parents liked me. Yeah, but we're 18, 16. At that age, they really don't know what you become. You know, they really don't know. It's funny because the parents I had when I got married the first time, Kathy, I could tell the mother liked me. The mother could see what I had gone through on my face, but the father didn't like me. I didn't blame him, you know. That's his fucking daughter.
Yeah.
I was with them for 2 years before he reacted to me, the father. You know when he reacted to me?
When?
When I went to prison, when I got locked up for kidnapping. I was in jail for a few days. He came to see me and he asked me what happened. I told him the truth. And he bailed me out. He put the bail up and he told me that this is the things I had to do. He helped me a lot, Lee. I haven't spoken to Ray in 20 years, my old father-in-law. I haven't spoken to Ray since 1991, 23 years. I'm going to tell you something. There's not a week that goes by I don't think about him. And I'm going to tell you something else. There's not a week that goes by that he doesn't think about me. That's how much we loved each other after that initial. You never know what it's going to take people to react. You know? Once I got locked up, he watched me like if I was one of his own sons. And I did become one of his own sons. And a couple of weeks ago, we did a thing about role models. And I should have brought him up. because he really was there for me. He was the one that, he was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, and he had worked with young men. And I could see his disappointment from his own sons. His own sons didn't do what he wanted them to do. They became successful, they became roofers and whatnot. But he wanted them, he was a Polish immigrant, you know, and he worked hard in the service to overcome that thing of, you know, changing light bulbs, being a Polak, you know, how many Polacks, and he was very proud of that. And that pride rubbed off on me. You know, so he was a very proud Polak. He never made jokes about Polacks. You know, he was very proud, and that inspired me. And I got to tell you, man, there's times I go on Twitter or on Facebook or on Google, and I Google him, and I don't have the balls to call, just because I know what went on between him and his daughter after we had the divorce, and it would break my heart. I know things went on. I mean, our divorce was so strong and so painful that I know that's the part of why they moved and left. They didn't want nothing to do with it. They just wanted to retire, and they just wanted to be out of it, you know. And someday I'll get the courage to call him. I'll get the balls to call him and say, thank you for what you did for me those 3 years. You taught me that I could go back to school. That's what I got from that guy. He taught me that I could go back to school, which I never believed I was good enough for college. But he was like, I was a Polak. And I went to the University of Buffalo, and then I got my master's. This guy got his master's degree. And he got it to prove a point. You know, he knew 4 fucking languages.
Jesus.
My ex-wife was born in Germany. He was stationed in Germany. So he was very proud of that. And that inspired me. That always, always inspired me. I still remember his face when he was sitting on the other side of the visitation glass. I still remember his face and what I expected him to treat me like and what he treated me like, you know? And I'm really sorry that I let him down. But this is why I do this shit every day, to be better. And this is what you do. You just get up and you fucking, someday I'll get the balls and call him. I can't believe he's still alive. I can't believe Ray's still alive. And the mother, I can't believe they're still alive. And I feel bad about what happened between him and, you know, I mean, we went to war, man. He was scared. He was fucking scared. He got involved in it. We were going to shoot. I mean, it was bad. And he packed up. The last time I saw him, I had to hand him his granddaughter. I used to have visitation. I guess my ex-wife went away. Yeah. And the granddaughter was staying with him. And let me tell you something. He was a guy that was in shape. He was always in shape, but he always had a couple drinks at night. He always had a couple gins on the rocks. And I never saw him drunk. That day when I handed him the baby, I saw him fucking drunk because he couldn't handle what was going on. I was his son, man. I had become his son, like I became a lot of people's sons. And part of me let him down, but the other part of me didn't, because I moved forward. Every day when I do this shit, I think of Ray, you know? And maybe because of the power of the church, someday I'll fucking be able to call him. So we'll end it at that. When you go to Texas, you feel like family anyway.
Yeah.
This was just a great weekend, and I'm happy that Lee got to see it firsthand. We brought a camera down. We were going to tape a Mad Flavors World for you, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
I got a little bit, but fucking, you got me so high, and then I was manning the table.
Man the table, cocksucker.
So I was
He's walking away, taking pictures, leaving the T-shirts out, cocksucker. Man the table.
So I was in no shape.
You were great, Lee. You were fucking great.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great to watch you interact with the. You know, man, we're not just a podcast no more. We're our own crime family. We're our own fucking crime family. That's it. You wanted to be in the crime family? You got it, motherfucker. But we don't kill nobody. We're not shaking nobody down. We're just slinging dick and telling motherfuckers what time it is. That's it. And making progress every fucking day. So you want to be part of something? You're part of a fucking crime family now. We smoke dope. I smoked dope finally. I didn't smoke yesterday, though. That's it. No, I just wanted to smoke in Austin. It was my 90-day anniversary, and I wanted to get out of the way. And you know what? I'm quitting again. No big deal for right now. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with the vapors.
I mean, I can see you once, like, the Saturday night shows, if they have it, you might do it.
I have a good time. You know, I have the best weed out right now at my house. I looked at it when I got back last night.
You have 90-day-old weed?
I have weed somebody gave me about 3 weeks ago. Okay. And it's just to look at it.
Just even looking at it,
just to look at it, you're like, fuck. And he told me when he gave it to me, he goes, this is it. He goes, I don't have a lot of it. Take what I have. So I'm just holding it out. I'm going to wait for my resistance to keep getting lower and lower. or whatever the fuck it is, higher and higher. I ate a pot cookie last night. I had to. And I told you that. How good was that flight?
Oh, I didn't. I don't know. I don't know the way home.
Doctor, dog. You had a middle seat open. Nobody bothers you. You're back in L.A. by fucking 8:30. It wasn't even traffic. By 8:30 on a Sunday, people aren't even thinking of driving, and you're back already.
Yeah.
And that's it. We were home by 9:30. I had a bowl of pasta fazool. I was with the baby and my wife before they went to church. When they came back, we took a nap. Got up, went to the park, went to a couple spots, and that's it. Answered some emails last night. We had so many fucking emails last week, I had to break it into 2 parts.
Really?
And the first time in 2 years.
Wow.
Fucking craziness, A lot of great questions, and a lot of people just reaching out saying, but Austin, when I was leaving there, I was thinking how great of a little city it is. Just a little city that has everything.
Yeah.
And we didn't do much. You went and got some barbecue.
Yeah. I like, just because I thought you were going to, I have a little voice in my head now, Joey Diaz voice. So, we didn't do much. I didn't want to, not that you didn't tell me not to bother you, but you have the show, and I don't want to, call you, be like, hey, you want to go sightseeing? So, it was, Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday lunchtime, and I was like, what can we have delivered here? And all that was available was Chinese food. I was like, if I tell Joey I got Chinese food in Texas.
What the fuck? Yeah, we got Chinese food in
Texas. I went and looked, and the closest place to me was this place called Rudy's. I got a cab, and it was fucking delicious. It was fucking amazing.
Listen, and I know that there's Franklin's and there's the other place. I got a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you what it is right now. I don't believe in lines. And this isn't just recently. This is something that I had even as a young kid, I was always very impatient in lines. Fuck it. If I got to wait this long, I don't mind a 15-minute line. There's lines you have to go through at security, at the airport. I make the best of them. But I don't want to make it a habit to get online.
Right.
When I was a kid, when I was about 18 or 19, I was taken to Studio 54 on a Thursday night. And I was placed online. It was a little bit annoying. But my friend got us in, and we were in there 40 minutes. And studio's something else. You're in there doing blow, and you get your dick sucked. I didn't get my dick sucked, but I'm just saying you can have sex in there and see celebrities. So I could see somebody in the 80s, but I'm not standing online for eggs, and I'm a fat fuck. I'm not standing online for 3 hours for fucking Barbie. I'm just not. I don't care how good the thing is. It's this new, and they do it in Los Feliz. They do it in anywhere where there's
Venice,
hipsters, they have lines. And you know what, man, that works for hipsters. I don't know what you're trying to push out there. I have nothing against you, but I don't believe in standing on lines. We're fucking Americans, man. My mother didn't come from Cuba for me to stand on line for fucking 3 hours for anything.
Right.
For fucking anything. I just don't believe in it. You got to put up customer service. You got to get a table out there and fucking cut some fucking brisket out there. I'm just not doing it. I love your product. I love what you stand for, but I'm not waiting fucking 3 hours. I got better shit to do in my life, man.
I don't know if this is what Franklin's is doing, but I think some of it is they're creating a demand. A lot of these places run out of food. When have you ever heard of a restaurant running out of food? I think they're just doing it so people know they're going to run out. People know there's a line, so then you're going to go, and it's the mystique
I'm not
of it.
waiting online.
You know what?
I'm not paying somebody to wait online. I'm not doing that to somebody else. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to wait online. I'm going to pay you $10 an hour to wait online. I'll pay you $50 to stand online for 3 hours, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm not supporting that shit.
Rudy's was in a gas station, and it was fucking delicious.
Yeah, no. In our society now, it's this thing that, iPhones, it's hip to stand online the night before. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You want to smoke a half a number and stand online for an hour and giggle with your friends for 40 minutes? That's cool. But I'm not going to be there all fucking. I'm not part of that society, and I never was.
I think that's the worst one. And don't be mad at me if you're one of the ones that did it. But with Amazon now and ordering online, it comes the same day.
Yeah, no. It's a part of this thing, this movement that we stood online. Listen, then move to fucking Russia. Stand online for everything. Toilet paper, light bulbs. Do your fucking thing. I'll have you stand online all fucking day. I'm just not fucking doing it. I don't care. It's just something. My mom didn't come from Cuba. I just don't like it, man. And that's it. That's why I fucking stand. And I know the barbecue's good at Franklin. I had it last time I went. It's fucking delicious. The brisket melts in your mouth. But not 3 hours worth. No. Even the fucking Jesus was boring. What's up, Lee?
No, everyone was so cool. Can you show that model again? That was a fucking... Everyone was so nice in Texas. That's the day the devil was buried at sea.
This is from Andrew, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Yasmini. She's fucking sweet. They were very nice people. We met a lot of nice people, man. And this is everywhere now. This is everywhere, We're doing a podcast. We don't come on here and we go off. But we try to make you leave here feeling good. It's like a fucking Disney movie, you know. The church, what's happening now is like a Disney. It's like going to see the Love Bug.
So are you the princess or am I the
whatever? You know, who gives a fuck?
Damsel in distress.
I never said I was no princess, no hero. I'm not saying about that shit. What I'm saying is that, you know, we have a family. So you're part of something. I'm part of something. Lee's part of something. Like I said in the beginning, I'm with you. You're with me, and they're with us. Fuck them all. And if they're not with us, fuck them all. Who gives a fuck? Who needs them? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Who the fuck needs them, Lee?
No.
What do you got today? What were you asking me about my schedule?
No, we were talking, and I have Rick Ramos tonight.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm fucking nothing
the
planned.
MRI at 4. I got my last voiceover class at 7. I'm gonna work out. I gotta write a little bit today. I gotta meet with my girl tomorrow, Wednesday, for the book, and that's it. The things are everything's fucking rolling smoothly. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Oh, I'm still getting over all those edibles. That was a crazy fucking 3 or 4 days.
Dave Wilder, you know, my brought us fucking Cuban pastries from Dallas. I want to give him a shout out. Ookie Spooky came down with her son, looking beautiful. It was just a nice little get together. Now we're gonna hook up with Lady J. I mean, it's amazing what this is becoming, and I never dreamt this. I thought it was just gonna be you and I cracking stupid fucking jokes and people, but no, it's becoming something beautiful. And I'll tell you what was the most impressive thing of the weekend was Doug Benson's show. When I walked in there and I seen people with signs like, let's make a fucking deal, I just could not believe it. I was blown the fuck away. I couldn't even believe, you know, there's only 2 movies with the letters O in them, basically, that I know of.
Oh, yeah.
Other People's Money and On the Waterfront. At first, I was so high with the edible that Apocalypse Now came to me. Oh, Apocalypse Now. I go, no, Apocalypse. It's a fucking A. But no, it was that was amazing. Doug does a great job with that goddamn show. And Trey was funny, and Joe was funny, the kids I worked with this weekend. It was just a total, complete fucking great weekend to get out. And that was it. 8 weeks in a row I did, people.
Jesus.
8 weeks of stand-up, 7 planes in 8 weeks, 7 fucking return flights in 7 weeks, okay? That's a lot of fucking planes. But I did it, and it wasn't even for the money, man. It was just to see you people. At this point, I want to see the people I talk to. Stand-up has become something different for me now. I want to talk to the people, and I got these dates in New York at Gotham. I don't know what the official date is, but it's either these 2 weeks in September, and so I'm going to get a theater in Brooklyn, and Lee and I are going to go to New York. We're taking this fucking podcast in New York. We're going to have some of my buddies on there, maybe some crooked fucking gangsters and shit. We're going to do a fucking live podcast somewhere in New York, and we'll keep you posted on that. It's funny this weekend because Lee asked me how I thought I did on stage. You know, we talk comedy on here and stand up and little things. It's like when I go to jiu-jitsu. If I go to jiu-jitsu and I last 10 more seconds than I did the session before, I'm very happy. If I go to jiu-jitsu and I do a hip escape and I fucking sweep you and then I tap out because I can't breathe, I'm very happy because I made forward progress. It was funny that I thought I was having mediocre sets, and then Saturday I did something. I write... For me, sometimes to write a joke, I have to write a story. And then when I'm writing the story, I think of something that it all turns together. And then the story I was writing is irrelevant. I found the joke somewhere. And one day I was writing a story, and I think we talked about this in the Testicle one time, about Sticky Charlie.
We talked about it at a lot of places, I think.
Where? When did we talk about it?
I think you talked about it in a Testicle Testament. I think you've talked about it on the podcast, too.
Sticky Charlie was the greasiest looking dude you ever saw in your life. He had some part, it was something, and I hate to say this, it was some, it was 1970, so he had some type of disorder, and he was a little older than us. I mean, he was a lot older than us. We were 6 or 7. He had to be in his 30s. He got a check from the government, maybe. Okay. And he lived with his parents. And I think he was Jewish. I think he had that something about him. He could have been, you know what I'm saying? He was just a white dude, but I think he could have. I'm not making fun of you, Lee. I'm just saying. I think he was Jewish. He had that.
That's fine.
Mom. His mom would come looking for him.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, he was 30.
That's the worst when you're sniffing glue when your mom comes looking for you.
I never knew about drugs. I knew that my mom had smoked pot. I knew that little things, but I was just a kid. I wasn't aware of it. And I was a geek, man. When I came from Cuba, I didn't know how to speak, so I wouldn't speak constantly. You know, I was very insecure about my language and my American. So I got into building models. I don't know why, people. Don't fucking hate me for it. I got into building ships and little fucking buildings. But then the Marvel series came out. And they had the Hulk breaking through a wall. And they had, like, Spider-Man on a wall with a web. And there were, like, these elaborate models. And me and this geeky kid would get together on 148th Street, of all places, on top of this hobby store. It was like they had, you know, paintings and greeting cards, whatever. And we would do these models in the summer. And then once we finished, we'd go out. We let them dry. So we put them together, and then I'd paint them, and he'd paint them. He had a better hand than me. He did the eyeballs and the star on Captain America and all that shit. I mean, we were a team. Don't ask me what his name was. I don't remember what his name was, but that was our life. And we would meet like the model store opened at 9. We were there at 9. I bought the model, but he helped me. Okay. And then we split it some way or another. I gave it to him or whatever. I bring it back home, and one morning I got up. I don't know what happened with the circumstances. We got all. You know, when you're a kid, you don't know nothing about anything being out of stock. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid and you go buy sneakers, they better be in fucking stock. You don't know nothing about somebody saying to you, "Oh, we have them out of stock. We have to come back." Right. You're like, out of stock? What does that mean? So me and this geeky kid went into this fucking glue store, into this hobby store, and went to get our glue, and the guy's like, "No, I'm out of it. I'm clean out of it." And for some reason at that time, a couple people knew Charlie snorted glue, but I don't think these 2 fucking store owners knew that he snorted glue. You know, and it was weird how we caught him in my godmother's alleyway. And what he would do is he'd put the glue in a bag, and then you blow in it like you have an anxiety attack or something.
All right, you did a lot of drugs.
I didn't do glue.
I know you didn't do glue. You've done a lot of drugs in your day. How did someone get to the point where they're doing glue?
I don't fucking know, Lee. I don't know. I think for him it was a starting point, and he got stuck there.
Because of the glue, he got stuck?
Yeah, I think he just got stuck in that phase. You know, sometimes you smoke pot, and then you do mescaline for a while, then you do coke, then you do heroin. He just settled on glue. You know, and I think, and that's what makes me think, after more thinking, that he was Jewish, because he got a government check at the beginning of the month, and he had to chop up his days into a budget. So what fits into like $2 budget? Glue. It's 35 cents a fucking tube. So after I saw him snorting the glue, I didn't know. Like, it took me like a week to ask around, and people were like, yeah. So I'm like, I had to wait 4 fucking days for that glue. We had to walk like a half a mile to get the other glue that you had to take out and with a brush and brush it. And you can't build a model with that.
Rubber cement, yeah.
Rubber cement. You can't build a model with that. So we were livid. So I started thinking, this is why I don't want people to think that I had a bad life. Like, people like, oh, well, you know, his mom died. No, man, I was doomed for failure from the age of 6, and it was because of Sticky Charlie put a curse on me. He put a fucking glue curse on me. Those are worse than fucking any black person or the African could put on you. So fucking Sticky, I figured out that, now at this point we're calling him Sticky Charlie, right? Me, these Puerto Rican kids, Nelson and Ricky, I forget what his Cedeno, we're calling him Sticky Charlie. Sticky Charlie, Sticky Charlie. So I get pissed off. This is the only time I ratted somebody out. So I went into the store. Another time they're like, yeah, we have to, like, I went back and they were down to 3 tubes. So from being out of stock, now they're down to 3 tubes. So I just bought all 3 fucking tubes. And I said, that's it. I know. I go, when are you getting the next shipment in? He goes, what are you talking about? I go, when are you getting the next shipment in? He goes, I don't know. It takes like 2 days to order. I go, fuck it. Let me. And I'm 6 or 7. I go, let me know how much a box of glue is. I'm going to call my mom right now and I'll have her send you the money. The guy's looking at me like, what are you talking about? I didn't fuck around at that age. What?
I just have this image of the guy back there, the guy with you in the suit. That's just you running around.
Yeah, that's me. No, I was younger than that.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's when I was 10. This is 3 years earlier. And my mother, I remember taking a fucking cab down to 88th Street and she gave me like the $15. Like, she didn't understand. I'm like, I'm going to be a business owner. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, at that age, she didn't even question me.
So you weren't hoarding it for yourself?
No. I fucking went and bought all the glue so I could sell it to Sticky Charlie. Something in my mind just said, this is the only way I'm going to control the glue fucking trade. I'm never going to be without glue again. That's what our life was. How can I live without fucking glue? I didn't want to reuse rubber fucking cement, Lee. So I went and ratted the guy out, and I go, you know this guy snorts fucking glue? How can you keep fucking selling glue? And I bought the case of glue. So I waited for Sticky Charlie. The store opened at like the 9.
Okay.
I got there like at 8:30 one morning. There's Sticky Charlie scratching. And he's like, I don't know what happened. They threw me out of there. I'm not allowed in there no more. And for some reason, I'm not allowed at the hardware store like 3 blocks away. There was like another hardware store on 151st in Amsterdam or something. He wasn't allowed in there either. The people from that store called those people. So they started calling each other and telling them that guy was snorting glue and they don't want him in the stores. So he knew it. He's like, so do me a favor, go in there and buy me the fucking glue. I went in there. I said, no, I'm not going to buy you the glue. I got the glue now. I'm the new fucking king of the glue on this corner, cocksucker. You want glue, it's going to cost you 55 cents. He was pissed. He's like, so you're putting a 20 cents tariff on it. I'm like, cuz. And I didn't even know about the law and supply. I knew nothing. I just knew I was a glue salesman. I didn't know about marketing skills. There was no MySpace. There was no nothing. I just knew this motherfucker was not taking my glue no more. And this went on for a summer, where he would come to me and go, come on, give me the glue for 45 cents. You're not getting it for 45. It's 55 fucking cents. And he would tell me, fuck you, I'm going to rob you. Because I hung out with like 3 other fucking little devils that were 6 and 7. And fucking, we'd bite you. We'd hit you with fucking garbage cans. We didn't give a fuck.
Where did you keep the glue? Did you have like a little briefcase with you?
My godmother's house. And my godmother's house. So he'd give me the money. I'd go to a fucking spot and then come back. I wouldn't put it in my pocket. I put it in and my godmother's like, what's all this glue? So he started teasing me. He's like, I'll give you 35 cents. I ain't paying you a dime over. So I would get Elmer's glue to fuck with him. And you can't snort Elmer's glue. There's nothing in Elmer's glue. But the best is the day he told me to go fuck myself at 9 in the morning. And at 1, I saw him across the street with a can of paint. Mixing it up. And he would snort like the little...
He snorted paint?
He snorted paint. The little, little ones. You have the big cans of paint.
Okay.
You get the little cans of paint.
Oh, like the
Yeah, put that in a bag, mix it up a little bit, and he would wait for a hot day or so. I don't fucking know, Lee. I don't know.
That's the worst. That's one of the worst.
And he used to get pimples on his neck from snorting glue, like whiteheads. But they weren't filled with glue. They were filled with, like, just pus or liquid. I don't fucking know. I tortured that motherfucker for 2 or 3 years. Finally, I don't know where he went. He went to a glue rehab or some shit.
Speaking of torturing, that lady at the end of Saturday night was Jesus. Possibly my favorite lady ever.
Oh, that fucking old lady was tremendous.
An old lady, and she was waiting for you, and then you left. I thought you were going into the club to like try to hide from her. So I was standing out there high as fuck, just like staring at her. And then you came out, and it took like 15 minutes to get rid of her.
Listen, dog. Some people, never mind women, men too, are relentless. She was relentless. She came up to me saying that she was an author. She wanted to ask me questions. Now, this lady had to be 56 to 60. She's telling me she had to ask me questions about a book or whatever. So I go, what's the book about? And she started telling me about, what is that shit?
S&M?
S&M, that she had a handcuff on her wrist. That's not my world. I'll piss on your neck. I'll do shit like that. But I never tied somebody up and dragged them across the room and punched them like that. That's just me goofing around. That's not in my repertoire of sex moves. And all she kept saying,
because I ended up leaving with Joe just because I couldn't keep it together. I didn't want to ruin it. But all she kept saying was, let's have a drink, let's have a coffee. And you're like, I can't, I gotta go right now.
What am I gonna do, have a drink with some? I don't even know what the fuck to drink. I don't know. Coffee. It's 1 in the fucking morning. Go home, old lady. Jesus Christ. Torture me to pieces.
She followed you to the car.
Oh my
she
God.
Wouldn't stop.
I even asked her. No, and then I knew I was in trouble when she told me she was bald from her eyebrows down. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the fuck she meant. I was like, Jesus. So she's bald from her fucking eyebrows down. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. It's amazing, the people you meet, man. You meet interesting people at all levels. And at the end of the game, that's what this is all about. Remember, for years, that was the big wordage whenever you talk to people. What do you want to do with your life? Oh, I want to travel and meet interesting people. The fuck are you talking about? Now it's what I do.
Yeah.
I travel and I meet interesting people. It's that fucking simple. You ever have a pimple on top of your eyebrow?
Probably,
There's no whitehead or nothing, but the motherfucker hurts like a fucking... Jesus Christ, this thing hurts. I just went to give it a squeeze. I thought somebody stuck a fucking needle in my eyeball. You ever have one of those?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. I watched something very interesting the other night that really tapped home with me. And it had to do with Artie Lang. I watched Artie Lang on Tom Green. I think it was Thursday night. I had radio Friday morning.
Yeah.
Tom Green was on. First off, Tom Green is becoming a great little fucking interviewer. I mean, his shows are... I watched a couple of them, and America's ready for that type of shit. Something loose, free. where people curse and whatnot. And, he talked to Artie about what had happened. For you, a lot of people don't know, Artie was a co-host on the Howard Stern show. I never really listened. I think in the 8 years he was on there, I listened to him maybe 3 times. And every time I listened to him, it scared me because he sounded like me, and I was doing all those drugs and stuff. And I had never known Artie. I had met him in Vegas briefly. We did a show with Rogan, me, Ari, Duncan, and then they were doing a show later on that midnight. And their show was 4 times the size of ours. Like, we thought we were badasses because we had 600 people.
Yeah.
He must have had 8,000 people in there. And he was hammered. And he went on stage, and it was like, it was sad. I remember even as a junkie myself saying that's sad. I would never want people to know me for that. We smoke a joint, we have a few Jaegers, but to be on stage inebriated and be fucked up. And one thing about Artie Lang, man, when he gives an interview, he's very honest. So I feel what you guys feel sometimes when I talk about drugs or situations or... And he was talking about what had happened to him at the end when he tried to commit suicide and how Howard called him. They put him in the insane asylum. And, because when you try to kill yourself, they hold you down. They tie your hands and shit, and the paparazzis. And he was talking about how he's a C-level celebrity and the paparazzi was still there. And it's just amazing where the drugs had taken him. And it's funny when I talk about drugs in front of Lee sometimes. I see it in Lee's face that he doesn't know. Like, Lee, it's just I'm very happy that you're who you are. I don't understand. I understand how it did work. The message from people did work. Because I talked to a lot of young people. Yeah, I talked to a lot of young people that take acts and go to raves and shit like that. But I talk to a lot of young people that don't even know what that is, and you're one of them. And it's amazing that sometimes when I talk about drugs, you sit there and go, wow, I'm so fucking happy I didn't get involved. You cannot... When I was watching that interview and I was watching Artie talk about the drugs and just the aftermath of the suicide thing, I could never imagine that. And I got to tell you, man, the last year and a half, I was that frustrated.
Jesus.
I don't know how I didn't stick a knife in myself.
No, I can't even imagine because I've had some low times just naturally. And I can't even imagine having the drug addiction.
It's true. We have shitty times just being a human being. Never mind pouring that shit into your nose or your veins. But there was times when I would have to go in the bathroom and pee, and I would look at myself in the mirror, and for the love of Christ, Lee, I can't tell you what I felt inside. I felt like the mirror was going right through me. You want to just put your head through the mirror so you can't really see yourself.
So what's the feeling like, like when you have like that? Like let's say he's so pissed off, he's that depressed, but he's still using. Is it like... Do you hate yourself while you're doing it? Is it
absolutely?
Does it still feel good?
Cycle. No. You just you're putting it more in you to kill the pain, to kill what you just saw.
Yeah.
Hopefully that image will go out of your mind. I mean, and the image is horrible when you walk past the bathroom and you see yourself, or the next day when somebody takes a picture and you see yourself. It's a fucking horrible. If you really scour, you'll never find pictures of me coked up. I always hated that shit. People wanted to take pictures and they were coked up. For me, it was something that I was involved in, that it was a dirty little secret, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
At least sometimes it keeps going. It's a runaway fucking train. If I get 90 emails a week, 30 of them are about pills or coke or heroin. It's a runaway fucking train. And once a person gets off it and looks inside themselves, it's fucking scary. It's a deep, scary move. So now you have 2 choices after you look inside yourself. You could either keep going or go for help. And I gotta tell you something, keeping going is the easiest choice.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Sometimes I remember trying to go for help. I remember trying to go to a free clinic in Hollywood just to see what it was about, and it was a fucking nightmare. So by the time you took the paperwork to go get it, you were getting high again. It just didn't matter.
Yeah.
I remember Terry finding the paperwork one day and going, what the fuck is this? And I go, I stopped by there for a friend. And her giggling her ass off going, Jesus Christ, I can't believe you can't. But that was the very beginning.
Yeah. It's crazy because when you're talking about how kids don't get into it, did you have DARE when you were a kid? It's just a drug program. They come in.
No.
They come into your schools and they show you the stupid videos, and it never really works. And I don't know if it would be scared straight, But I mean,
it does work.
I think it would be but I'm saying I think it would be better if like someone like you or Artie Lang would go in and be like, listen, guys, like it feels great at the beginning, but it never ends up positive. Like that's all. When you were saying that it stops feeling good.
If I went into a classroom of 60 people and talked to 60 kids, I would reach one of them.
Yeah.
One of the 60 kids, because 30 of those kids wouldn't get high anyway. Okay, 50. I'm going with 50%, and I'm not intelligent in that source. I'm just saying what I feel.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think 50% would be 15 kids out of 30 kids out of 60, and I could probably scare one kid. Not scare one kid, but confirm what he was thinking. He had an idea. He was thinking of getting high. Listen, kids are going to smoke pot.
Yeah.
It's just something. If they don't, it's kind of weird because they're trying things. You know, you try things when you're younger. Or maybe you're not. You're that headstrong and that solid. Your parents did such a good job. I don't even know if it's that.
I think parents can do a great job, but it's just. I mean, you must see it at a very much more intense level with Mercy because everything's new. But when you think about it, the first time you try drinking, it's not because you want to be an alcoholic, but it's new and you're not supposed to do it.
But you can't compete. Like I can't compete when I go in to talk to 60 kids about doing drugs. I can't compete with society. I can't compete with Instagram.
Right.
I can't compete with somebody being at a club and taking a picture of themselves smoking a blunt. You know, I can't compete of the coolness of that. And deep down inside, we all want to be accepted. We all want to be cool. We all want to be... So I can't compete with that. If I know what I know now, I could tell you that you don't need to fucking do drugs to be cool. I think you'd be fucking cooler without fucking doing drugs. That's if you live your life in that matter. You know, I know a lot of people don't do drugs that live their life and they have a great fucking time. I was weak at that age, and I let them come in, and then they stayed in. You know, I let them come in, and they stayed in. And little by little, I got rid of the damage. Was it too late? Was it too early? Who the fuck knows? I know I'm not doing drugs today.
Yeah.
I know I'm not. They're not on my mind constantly. And
now, what do you think? I'm just interested to get your perspective on it. When I was under 21, I drank a lot, and then when it was legal for me, I basically stopped drinking at 21.
I believe that.
What do you feel about like that countries are legalizing more and more drugs? Do you think it's a good thing, or
I don't like it.
You don't really?
I don't want it in their faces, man. I don't want it in everybody's faces. I know how it affects me. You want me to tell you the real I left New York for various reasons, but one reason definitely was the accessibility of it. The accessibility of cocaine in the 80s. It wasn't the big thing. I could walk to the fucking corner.
Okay.
I could walk to the corner. There'd be 3 guys sitting out there talking. And inside a bumper in a car nearby, they had coke stashed. All I had to do was give them the cash and they'd send their boy to go get it. Right on the fucking corner. You know, heroin was acceptable. When I was a kid, I could go to Washington Square Park and get 8 Valiums for $10. When I was 18 years old. 8 Valiums for $10. $10 fucking dollars, guys. $10, you know? And I just didn't like that accessibility. And I know I'm going to get, listen, people are going to do drugs anyway.
Yeah.
People are going to drink. People are going to fucking fuck and suck. People are going to get hookers. People are going to shoot heroin. People are going to gamble, you know? I saw a report months ago, maybe a year, on the backlash of gambling in Pennsylvania. All these women, all these housewives that go to these games, and these games are lights and bolts, and they get caught up, and they next thing you know they're remortgaging their house. These women, their husbands don't know. You know, when I went down to Santa Fe, somebody had won an account, and the guy was telling me, one of the managers there, he goes, it was fucked up because they wanted the $60,000 in cash, you know, not in a check. That means that they don't want their husband to know they won the $60,000.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, it's things as simple as gambling. Now, are they weak for getting involved with gambling? Yeah. Did I gamble? Yeah. Did I learn my lesson? You know how you learn your lesson when you gamble? When you pay 3 weeks, when you lose.
Yeah.
That's how you learn your lesson. If you keep losing, then it's a mental thing. It becomes a mental thing where you enjoy losing. You enjoy saying, Jesus fucking Christ, I had the Jets -3, and they, you know, some people, that's a form of conversation for them to be expressive. I don't know, man. I don't like it. And I'm telling you this is a fucking junkie.
That's why
I'm thinking about this as a fucking junkie, that I don't want it that accessible.
Okay.
I do not want it that accessible. I know when I was out there, you're going to get it anyway. But I still don't want it over the fucking counter.
So any good that would come from not having to go to drug dealers, it's negated by the fact that now there's heroin on the streets.
There's always going to be drugs on the street.
Right.
There's going to be fucking meth everywhere. You know, I was telling you, I watched on Nat Geo the other night. I watched Drugs Inc., and I was watching a guy in San Francisco. It's part of a gay meth ring up there that they're hooked on fucking meth. And this guy dresses up like fucking Rob Halford from Judas Priest, and for $200 an hour, he comes to your house, and he's got HIV.
Jesus.
He's got HIV already, and he shoots meth. And then once a month, the guy sends him $1,000. He gets a hotel room, because he's homeless, by the way. Gets a hotel room, gets a computer with a camera, and tapes himself shooting heroin and jerking off. And the guy pays him $1,000. Fucking hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hilarious. So if people doing that, it's fucking still illegal. Can you imagine legal? And people are going to do them, and people are going to get drugs at all levels. And I can't fucking judge you. I can't, you know, I've been where you fucking been, you know. But something about it, I just didn't want it that easy, man.
Is that part of the reason why you're not smoking as much? Because, I mean, especially with Mercy getting older, she's going to start seeing things. And with edibles and stuff, no one's going to know what that is. She's not going to know what that is. But if, like, she saw you with, like, a joint, that'd be easier to see. Is that any part of your thinking at all?
Listen, man. Let's push the elephant out of the room. Your parents are your heroes, or at least this is how I feel. If you've heard this podcast, if you know anything about me, my mother was my hero. And then she died, so you have a fallen fucking hero, okay? I'm not even going there with it, but we have parents. They're our heroes. Until a certain age, your parents are your fucking heroes. You want to be your father. Girls want to be mommy. You know, they want to be princesses. Whatever the fuck they want to be, okay? What if you saw your hero doing something? What if you saw your hero?
Yeah.
How many times have people said, Jesus Christ, they went to meet Jerry Lewis and he told them to go fuck themselves and they left there depressed or whatever? It's the same thing with your parents. I saw my hero get high. I didn't fucking like it when I was a kid. You know how many times I told my mom to wipe her nose because I would see the coke rings and shit?
Jesus.
I fucking hated that. I'm being honest with you guys. I hated it. But at some point, it had to affect me. It told me it was okay to do it.
Yeah.
Somewhere okay. If your hero does it, it tells you it's okay to do it. We have a responsibility here in this country, around the world. You have a responsibility, especially people who are in the public eye. You know, people in the public eye, you know, these little girls love Kim Kardashian, you know. How many people are making sex tapes because they think that they put a sex tape up, they're going to be famous? Whatever. There's different things. You know, this chick right here with Sterling. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm still blown away that a pretty girl, there's got to be a retardation in there somewhere that makes you want to suck an old dick to pay your fucking rent.
There's a lot of those people now. I mean, there's that show coming out where the commercial for it is this girl saying, the only skill I want to have is signing a credit card receipt. And it's just people not just for this town, some of them have a lot of money, the parents just don't care, and they give them money instead of being
What a
parents.
pathetic life. But you know who also sounded like that when he was fucking 20? Me.
Jesus.
That was the life I wanted. I didn't want to do shit. I thought I had money. I thought I had money coming to me. I thought the world owed me. You know, when I walked into a bar, I could drink for free. I thought that I could front coke. You know, we all want that world. We all want that world where we just walk into a place and there's a Lamborghini waiting for you. But that's not a fucking reality.
Have you heard a lot of that? I mean, obviously I'm not asking you to name names, but in Hollywood, have you heard of like this actor has a 20-year-old girl who lives in the hills and he pays her rent and yeah, you heard a lot. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I knew about it. I first discovered it when I was fucking guys. This is just to tell you how naive I was about those sexual type things. Because I don't want you to think that I knew everything about I didn't. I learned them the hard way, just like you guys. We're all fucking morons, and as we go along, we learn things. When I was 95. When I was 32, I dated a girl, and I liked them. One day we were talking, and she goes, do you know how I put myself through college? And I was how? And she goes, I had an old man, but I fucked him once a week, and he paid my college, he paid my car bill, he paid all my bills and gave me $500 a week. And she'd have to go over there once a week, and he'd get another hooker, and she would have to suck his dick while the hooker ate her pussy and do blow. It was fucking craziness.
Now, like, when you first hear that, you're like, oh, that's gross. But, like, imagine, let's say you were a girl instead. Is that so bad? I mean, like, if you were a girl and your mom died and you were on your own and there was no way for her to get through college, Maybe that's not
I mean,
terrible.
listen, I can't judge it because what's the difference between me stealing and her hooking? I mean, we're both selling our fucking souls.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not here to judge. I was never mad at her, but I had never heard that before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At 32 years old.
We got a call coming.
All right. What's up, baby?
Dude.
It's my main man, Johnny Goombats.
Vinny Boombats here.
Vinny Boombats. What's happening, Ray Canella?
Not much. I am just doing my thing on a Monday morning. Getting ready. I'm opening up the office here and just getting ready to attack culture once again.
Never in the history of the podcast have I had so many people ask when are you going to put Ray back on. So I was talking to Lee about television the other day and whatever. And I said, I got to get fucking Ray back on. Lee said the same thing, and here the fuck you are. What's happening, beautiful?
Nothing. I'm having a good old time. I'm finally enjoying. Spring has finally sprung in New Jersey after a really, really shitty winter, and I'm doing my thing. I'm very excited. You know, I'm gearing up to relaunch our subscription horror movie channel, Screambox.
All right, so tell Lee what happened. Tell Lee what happened, because Lee was asking, how's the YouTube page going?
Well, what Screambox is Screambox is a digital horror movie channel, much like Netflix, in that you pay a small monthly fee and you have access to our horror film library. Okay, and you can watch as many movies as you want, as many times as you want. And like Netflix, there's no ads, no commercials. Everything is completely uncut. There's no pop-ups. There's no promos. You have to scroll through nothing. You pay a fee, and you watch the material. You watch the content. And we had launched Screambox a year ago on YouTube, and now I am knee-deep in work getting ready to relaunch Screambox on July 15th across multiple platforms. We are set to launch on Xbox, on Roku, and on Samsung devices, in addition to launching an official website. So this is the next step. This is the next move. We're gonna the YouTube channel is going to become a marketing platform, and I believe it's going to become a free channel. So you can come to the YouTube Screambox channel, and you'll see me, and you'll see trailers, and you'll see movie reviews, and lots of fun stuff going on there. And if you'd like to become a subscriber, well, then you can link on over to our website and become a subscriber. And for $2.99 a month, you gain access to all of our films. And it's just the natural evolution of entertainment, really. Because I know that you and I want to talk a little bit about the cable and broadcast upfronts that occurred a week or two ago. And, you know, before getting into that topic, what I'm excited about is the work I'm doing right now. Being involved with the good people at Screambox, the team has really grown since we launched a year ago. And we have wonderful, wonderful, creative, talented people involved to really take Screambox to the next level. And we think this is the future of entertainment. It's a VOD world. You know, it's a video-on-demand world. People are no longer satisfied with shelling out, you know, hundreds of dollars for cable and not watching, you know, and not watching any of it. You're simply not watching what you're paying for with cable. You get how many channels you get at home, Coco?
600.
Yeah, and you watch
Four
between 9 and 14 of them. Out of all those channels, you are only watching between 9 and 14. It is not a good value anymore, cable TV. Now, when you and I were young, when you and I were kids, and cable started, what was the benefit to cable back in the day? Do you remember?
Getting dirty movies on HBO. The first HBO I got was because of the Groove Tube. I talked my mom into getting
even before HBO. Even before HBO, because HBO didn't come along
right away.
No, I
The
don't know.
goal, the main benefit of cable back in the day was the reception. It eliminated the need for an antenna on the top of your home by having cable. That was the benefit back in the day. And then they started adding channels and adding channels. When I was with the Sci-Fi Channel back in 1992, when we launched Sci-Fi, the cable landscape was still analog. Okay, and we had trouble getting on cable systems because the digital age hadn't come yet. Everything was still antiquated analog equipment. When the digital age came, that's when everything exploded. And now you get 600 channels, and then each broadcast channel has an on-demand channel, which isn't really on-demand because you still have to sit through commercials. You know, it's very funny. Just last night, my wife and I were going through the on-demand channels because each network, like ABC and CBS and NBC and Fox, they also have what they call a VOD channel. But in my opinion, it's not really VOD when you have to sit through commercials. You know? It's just another CBS channel.
Let me tell you something that I
Yeah.
like what you did. Something that we talk a lot about in the church that you did, and I admire the fuck out of you, that you couldn't do 30 years ago, was a man in his late 40s or early 50s saying, fuck the corporate world or fuck my job. I'm going to go out there and do something different. I'm going to go out there and do something that while I was doing this fucking job and I was loving it, I was learning something. I was seeing the bad side of it or the downs. I'm not saying Sci-Fi was bad in any way. I watch it from time to time. What I'm saying is that that's what I admire about you at this point, that you're saying that in midlife you're going to go, fuck what I was doing. I'm going to go open up my real fucking passion and put everything I got into it until they put me in the fucking grave in one of these horror movies that I produced myself.
Well, the truth is, while that's very nice of you to say, the truth is that I was let go from Sci-Fi.
Okay. Well, even that.
I'm no visionary.
No, even that, Ray. Even a lot of people.
took me
How
to
long were you
Boston.
there? How long were you at Sci-Fi? How long were you there?
20 years.
Okay.
20 years.
Most people would have fucking climbed into a hole, gone to a doctor, taken antidepressants, and blamed it on society and how a guy your age, what is he going to do now? Not you. Not you. You said, you know what? I'm going to turn to my passion. I put away a couple dollars. I got a brother. I got a wife. And I'm going to go to work. And I'm doing what I love. And that's why I admire you. Look, you tried the YouTube page. Last night when I spoke to you, you spoke to me about this YouTube page. Because you know what? It didn't work out as like we thought, so we're going to attack this.
Well,
Most people crawl in a fucking rock, Ray.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot
you
about
know-
the business side, but it seems like you're making the right choice. Like,
Yeah.
YouTube is a good place to start because it has the backbone and has people going to YouTube. But now that you have a little bit of a following, you go to your own website and you don't have to deal with YouTube anymore.
Well, you know, the powers that be, the good people that created Screambox, and I'm now, and to be clear, I'm not one of the creators of Screambox. They approached me when I became available on the open market. They approached me to be a programmer and a host, and you know, it's just a privilege to be thought of in such a way. But I had already seen the writing on the wall because I have two teenage daughters. And you and I spoke about this in the past. My teenage daughters were obliterating the way that I was using television. So around the time that, you know, the layoffs happened at Sci-Fi, I was let go with about 400 folks. About around the time that the layoffs happened at NBC Universal, I was already, you know, ready to go because of a number of things. 20 years is a long time. 20 years in one particular spot is an awful long time. You need to move around more, and I wished that I had moved around a little bit more. But I also came to the realization that there was a change coming to the industry that no one can stop. That this change in the industry is inevitable. And so, in a way, it was both a blessing and a curse that I left cable, and the good people at Screambox were generous enough to make me an offer and have me come aboard. And it's been so exciting, a huge learning curve for me. I think, I'm 51. I just turned 51. And so to be training in a new technology, I've been sitting through training sessions and things like that. To be trained in a new technology, this old dog learning a few new tricks has been a lot of fun. And I could be bothered with all of this. So for me, it's a lot of fun. But I personally feel that, I was at a party yesterday, and I was speaking with a 20-year-old young lady in her mid-20s, who just passed the bar exam and joined a law firm. Okay? She does not own cable. She has a Netflix account and an Xbox account. Okay? So this is the shift that is happening. The next generation, the millennials and the next geners, okay, they don't want cable. They can't afford it, number one. And it's an on-demand world. They want to watch what they want to watch. They don't want to watch what someone else selects for them at a time that is selected for them. It's an on-demand world. And the next generation gets that. And so what you see from the broadcast channels and from the cable channels, what you're seeing is a lot of scrambling. They're throwing a lot of money at the problem. The problem is their audience is shrinking and their advertising dollars are shrinking. And this is true. This is the truth. It's been a steady decline. It's a slow decline because the networks are doing an excellent job of keeping the quality of the content up. But nonetheless, it's still a decline. And I think over years, we'll see the model shift. And I mean, we are seeing the model shift, but right now television is still your primary source of entertainment. I could easily foresee a future where it's all on the web.
I think for people my age, I don't think TV is number one anymore. I think if sports weren't a factor, it'd be even more people not on TV. Because honestly, that's the really only reason I need cable. Other than that, I could get anything I need online. What do you think about? And I'm actually really pissed off. I hate AT&T. I hate them. They're the worst. Yeah. And they just bought DirecTV.
Then you saw the news this morning, right? Yeah, about AT&T.
And Comcast just bought friggin' Time Warner. They're only gonna. It's gonna be worse and worse because they're gonna have even less choices, and it's gonna get more expensive. And it's terrible. And then out here for Dodgers fans, if you don't have Time Warner, you can't watch Dodger games. So now they have no reason to keep. I think they're making terrible decisions. I clicked on a gallery online. They have all those picture galleries. Like, look at the shows that got canceled this year. I went through 40 slides, and I must have not known 30 of the shows. Yes. All the pilots and stuff that got canceled, you just never hear of them anymore. So, I mean, Well, that's because we're saturated. The cable landscape is now saturated. Who announced the other day that they declined to launch a cable? I was just reading in the trades that someone came out to say, Les Moonves was making a comment about maybe launching a CBS-branded cable network. But at this point, the cable landscape is so saturated. There are so many channels out there that you had no clue that they existed, that it's a waste of time and a waste of space. Right.
And a waste of money, more importantly. The cable landscape is pretty much done and eaten up. And AT&T just spent $48 billion, by the way, $48 billion to buy DirecTV.
I don't even know how that's legal, by the way.
DirecTV has about 25. They have about 25 million subscribers. I think between 20 and 25 million subscribers. DirecTV. So that's a huge chunk of change. But what that does for AT&T, it puts them in the TV business. It puts them in the cable business. AT&T. And that's where they want to be.
Jesus, it's pretty. I think the only TV stations that really make sense are like those ones like TBS and all those ones that just really do syndicated shows and they don't have to spend any money on producing the actual shows. TBS does produce a few shows, but like whatever my team, like whatever that weird guy that number 11 that it shows like King of Queens and Friends and that those must be the only ones making money because the people love the shows and they don't have to produce anything.
Yeah, but those shows still cost money to acquire for TNT and TBS, and those shows aren't cheap.
That's true.
And that's why you see such a turnover. By the way, when we have these upfronts, you have the what's been canceled. You have the announcements of what shows are not coming back, and then you have the upfronts. Now you know what the purpose of the upfront is, correct?
No, hit me.
Well, the purpose of the upfront is, and the upfronts have gotten more and more and more consolidated now. What I mean by that is NBC Universal. Let's take them, my old boss, as an example. NBC Universal held their upfront on May 12th at the Javits Center. Okay, and it wasn't just NBC Universal. It was all of the networks that fall under the NBC Universal umbrella. So that would be USA Network. That would be Sci-Fi Channel. That would be E. It would be Esquire. It would be Chiller. It would be all of Telemundo. Univision. 6, 7, 8 networks. Now, what they do is they gather all of the advertisers together. This is a party for the advertisers, the upfront, because that's a broadcast channel. A broadcasting cable channel's currency is how they raise revenue through programming. They raise revenue from the advertisers. So they throw a big party for the advertisers, and they pull out all the stops. And NBC Universal this year had Seth Meyers come out. They held it at the Javits Center, and Seth Meyers came out and entertained the crowd with a few jokes, blah, blah, blah. Joel McHale also came out and spoke to the crowd. And basically what they tell the crowd, because the crowd is made up of advertisers, they thank them for their support. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for your advertising dollars. And here is our slate of upcoming programming for you to check out so that we can continue to do business together. And that's the purpose of the upfront, is to bring in the advertisers, thank them for their support, and then show them what you have coming around the corner so that they can invest more dollars in your network. And that's basically what the upfronts are. And it's usually a great party. In the 20 years that I worked for Sci-Fi, I only went to 2 upfronts. Basically, the reason being was because this was before the consolidating occurred. Like Sci-Fi would have its own upfront separate from USA Network, separate from E, separate from Chiller. Sci-Fi Chiller used to do theirs together. But all the cable networks used to do theirs separately. Now, we live in a climate where, I just rattled off 7 channels owned by one company. You have NBC, USA, Sci-Fi, Chiller, Esquire, E, Univision. You have 7, 8, 9 channels under one owner. Okay? So it just makes sense to throw one party.
Now, what do you think about
Fox did it at the Beacon Theater in Manhattan. Fox held theirs. And they had Ryan Seacrest open and and address the crowd. So it's a way for advertisers to see the celebs, to see the stars, to try one on a little bit, have some good food. It's a big schmooze fest, basically.
What do you think? Is it possible now? Because when you think of advertisers, the whole reason they don't have swearing on TV is because it would upset the advertisers. Do you think that I don't know if let's say Screambox had an upfront, could you have swearing and still get advertisers that would lock on and you could still make money as opposed to not having nothing on TV now because God forbid an advertiser drops out?
All right, that's a great question. That's a great question because what that allows me to do is to clarify something, okay? there are two business models out there. There is the broadcast model, which relies on advertisers for their revenue, and then there's the subscription model. And the subscription model is like HBO, Stars, Encore, Showtime. Okay, in the subscription world, there's no advertising. They make their money. They make their money through subscription. Okay, so there's no ads. There's promos for material that appears on their own network, but there's no Burger King, no Brillo and Biscuits, right? So Screambox falls under that model of subscription, and that's one of the things that has me thrilled about being part of the team at Screambox, is that there's no more ratings, there's no more advertisers, there's no more censoring. Because we're subscriber-based, the movies, you watch the movies with all of the language, you watch the movie the way it was made, the way it was meant to be watched.
That's funny
End
because
of story. So the two models. So we don't approach advertisers at Screambox. We probably will for the website, but the main source of revenue is subscription.
That's amazing because last week when I did Doug Lugg's movies, we were talking about when you watch a movie on TV and instead of saying shit, they say crap. But sometimes, right. Let's say Ray Liotta is the one that's saying it. They can't get Ray, and they get like Lee to just say crap. And at the end of Ray Liotta's, and you sit there and go, Jesus Christ, what am I watching? You know, it's like watching Scarface on TBS or something.
Yeah, it does feel like the Dark Ages. We've definitely evolved, and that is a problem that the broadcasters and the cablers have, is that they still. Well, you see, the broadcast networks fall under the regulations of the FCC because their material is free over the airwaves. You could go to Radio Shack and spend $50 on a digital antenna, put it up on your roof, and boom, you get all the networks in gorgeous 1080i high definition. So they're held to a standard regulated by the government. The cable industry is not regulated by the FCC in so much that as far as content goes. The cable industry more or less polices itself. Okay? With the exception of HBO, Stars, and Showtime, those guys are all, my God, you ever watch Spartacus? I hate to go off topic for a second, but you ever watch Spartacus?
No. On Showtime?
Holy shit. Let me tell you something. That show would have a hard time earning an R rating if they went out into the theaters theatrically. Jesus Christ. Between the bloodletting, the gore, and the masturbation, there's no way that they would get an R rating in the theaters. But because they're Showtime and because their business model is a transaction between a subscriber and the company, they don't fall under those FCC guidelines. They don't fall under those FCC regulations, I should say. So the networks do it because they have to, because the government tells them so. They can be fined by the government.
Now, Ray, I got to ask you a question.
And we've seen these cases happen. Bono, Cher, Howard Stern. We've seen these cases where, if someone drops an F-bomb, the FCC is going to fine you for that.
Let me ask you something, Ray. I'm really interested in that. I have a friend, a comedian friend. I've known her since she was answering the phones at the fucking Improv in Dallas. That's how long I know Cristela Alonso. Cristela Alonso's show got picked up last week by ABC. This is a Spanish girl that came out here, got a job writing on the Carlos Mencia show, wrote. When that ended, she went on her own, did comedy. I seen her on Sons of Anarchy. She got shot in the head. She did a couple episodes of some shows. She went to Montreal and got a deal. She's a Spanish girl, so they gave her a weird deal. They gave her an ABC, 100,000 flat or something, and pay as you go along. Which everybody else, they'll give you, whatever you want, 250,000, and They gave this girl nothing, but it was if they write a script, we'll give you $30,000. If the script goes to pilot, we'll give you another $100,000. If the pilot gets picked up, then you get the fucking world. So the show got.
Salute.
Oh my God, I am so happy for her. The name of the show is on Cristela, and Gabriel Iglesias plays her boyfriend.
Really?
Now she knows Gabriel. Gabriel and her have been on the road for years. Yeah, Cristela's a neat girl, and I mean, when I saw the trailer, I was so fucking happy. But here's the thing, Ray. Ready? They gave her like the fucking 10 o'clock slot on Friday nights on ABC. Now everybody knows that's a tough night. That's a tough night. But in this society, it really isn't.
Right.
Because somebody like Lee will tape that motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
And go out and watch it all on Sunday when he watches. What else did you talk? Louis, and when he watches
Shark Tank is on Friday night too. That's been on for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. But now, when you DVR a show, is that part of ratings still? Like if 50 million people DVR Cristela and don't watch it as it's getting aired, does it still count as a view? Will ABC cancel her if everybody DVRs the show?
Yes, and yes. It counts. Okay, when you DVR a program, it counts, but it goes into a different bucket. All right, and I'll try to explain. We'll make this 3 different buckets. One bucket is live viewing. Okay, and live viewing means your sporting events, the news, and award shows. Okay? Because most award shows are live events. The Oscars. What did we have last night? The Billboard Awards. Okay? So live viewing is where a network or a cable network has its strongest dollars is in live viewing. They want you to watch them live. Now, let's say last night you were watching the Billboard Awards and you had to go make a pishadul, okay? You had to go to the back house and make a pishadul. And you paused the live broadcast. The moment you do that, you fall into the second bucket, okay? The second bucket is time-shifted viewing. Even though you hit the pause button, and that pause button is, you go make a pishadul, you come back 45 seconds to a minute later, you are now time delayed. All right, and that's the second bucket. Then the third bucket would be +7, which means that you ended up watching it within 7 days of its original broadcast. And that's the third bucket. So there's 3 different buckets. Each bucket has a different value to the cable company. Live being the highest value.
Because you're probably fast forwarding through commercials if you record it.
I'm sorry, say again?
Because you're probably fast forwarding through commercials if you record it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now again, these numbers are only generated by Nielsen homes, and I don't know if we touched on this the last time we spoke, but like Coco, unless you're in a selected Nielsen home, no one's looking at your DVR.
Yeah, that's the biggest bullshit thing now, anyways. With all the digital stuff, so unless you have a Nielsen box, I don't know how they're getting these numbers. They pick a couple people to give a Nielsen box, and then they just extrapolate from those numbers. So they have no idea who's watching anything.
Now, who gets a Nielsen box, and who judges who gets one?
They do.
I would say right about now, and boy, if there were any other broadcasters or folks listening, they can certainly correct anything I'm saying. But I think the last I noticed, it's about 20,000 homes right now in the United States are official Nielsen homes. So those 20,000 households, those people are basically dictating what the rest of the world is watching, the rest of the United States, what the rest of the United States is watching. I think there's over 100 million homes with cable currently right now, and 20,000 of those homes are Nielsen homes. You're selected by your location, you're selected by your income, you're selected by how many people are in the household, you are selected by, those 3 things primarily: where you live, what your income is, and how many people are in the household. I'm sure that there are more factors than that, but for this discussion, I'm trying to keep it simple. Then what they do is they measure the viewing habits of those 20,000 households, and they yield a result. They say, through their matrix, through the way that they do their math, they can extrapolate, as you've said, the information and say this many people watched the Billboard Music Awards last night.
Now, how old is that system? Because it would be like if, let's say, over the weekend, Joey had 300 people at one show. It'd be like getting comment cards from 5 people, and maybe you just gave those cards to the 5 people who didn't want to be there anyways. Like, it seems like with all the internet stuff now that we could probably actually know who's watching what, and then we wouldn't have 2.5 Men on for 10 years because just a couple random people who got the Nielsen box liked it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument that has existed from day one. Even before the digital age, there were many, many, many people inside and outside of the industry that felt that the numbers simply didn't hold up, that the numbers don't add up, that the sample was simply too small. Like you said, it's like handing out 5 Q&A cards to a room of 300 people. It's almost like taking a baseball player's one single time at bat and making that single time at bat his average for the season. Yeah,
I don't get the system, and I feel bad for people who do TV shows now because they could do a great TV show, and just maybe they don't give people who are horror fans Nielsen boxes, so the horror show goes off the air now. It's just
yes, I mean it's and for many, many decades this system has worked, but on the other hand, you can also say, well, it was also the only system in town.
Yeah.
It was the only game in town. Now, here in the digital age, advertisers, and by the way, now there's also C3. C3 is the rating that is given to commercials. Commercials are rated now. I remember back in the day when DVRs were just coming on board, and advertisers were livid. They're like, "Hey, look, if it's being DVR'd, people are not watching the commercials." So what Nielsen did was Nielsen turned around and developed a matrix that simply measures the commercials to tell the advertisers, hold your horses, calm down, here are the numbers. People are actually watching your commercials. Okay, so that's even another bucket, but I don't want to get
confuse these motherfuckers.
I don't want to get too complicated in the discussion, but what's going on right now in the digital era is that advertisers are screaming for a new matrix, for a new unit of measure, a central one coming from Nielsen. However, most advertisers are using their own matrices now anyway. So I'm not quite sure how a single uniform unit of a way of measuring the digital audience. I don't see that much happening because most advertisers just use their own matrices at this point now anyway. So it's a little bit so it's much tougher. When you see a show get canceled, and this is the old programmer in me talking now, but a show gets canceled because people don't watch it. I mean that's it at the end of the day. I know that audiences would like to think that programmers shove things down your throat, but not today. We're reactionary programmers. We react to what people respond to. Okay? And if people go to a show, Coco, you know this. You're on stage. If people go to a show and they don't like the show they see, they don't come back.
You're right.
Right? And the same is true of television.
But how does a show with Robin Williams not work at a perfect time slot? This guy's been on TV for 40 fucking years. I mean, we grew up on Robin Williams. Is it because it's too competitive, or the shows just aren't any good anymore? Or
well, he probably didn't come cheap. Okay,
right.
I think we can all make that assumption.
That's what else I was thinking about.
Cheap. Okay, so that show has to bring in a certain amount of revenue for it to be a success. which means that it has to hit a certain number. And if it doesn't, and if it doesn't hit that number, if people don't watch it, then the network has to make a decision. Hey, look, Robin Williams is costing us X amount of dollars. The show is not yielding the ratings that we've promised to advertisers, so we got to let the show go. And that's what happens. Nothing lasts forever in television, I think, except maybe 60 Minutes and The Simpsons. That's about it.
It's crazy how attached you get to shows, too. Like that thing with Community that just happened. Like, and even when like regular shows get canceled, it gets sad for a second. Then you realize, like, why am I sad that the TV show's ending? But it's weird how attached people get to it.
We all have that show, though. We all have that show.
I'm amazed Community lasted as long as it did.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think that's really, to be honest, I think it's a testament to the people at NBC Universal, because it wasn't really doing all that well. But they stuck with it. And you don't see that too often nowadays. Things get canceled
quickly.
Man, you got three episodes.
Especially when I can put Beverly Hills Housewives on. We could put a reality show, of something, and they get ratings. And even it's too quick. Seinfeld wouldn't have lasted 10 years ago. They wouldn't have given it 2 seasons. Not in 2005, they were cutting you on the 3rd fucking episode. I remember the Tracy Morgan show. You remember the Tracy Morgan show on NBC?
No.
3 episodes. Joe Pantoliano had a show 1 year.
Right.
The beginning of went through everybody. They went through every combination. What's his name? Lowe. They put
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe had a show. His failed. What they do, they put Joe Pants and Rob Lowe together on Friday night. That show failed. They don't keep you around. They don't give you. I'm surprised Blue Bloods has lasted on CBS with Tom Selleck as long as with Moynihan. You look at these shows and a guy like me, I'm interested. Why has that lasted, and why hasn't this lasted? I came from a society where we didn't watch TV on the front. Well, we did growing up. We watched Sampling Son at 8 and Chico and the Man at 8:30. And then you went out, and then you had Miami fucking Vice at 9 o'clock. So you had to tell the dealer not to come over till 10:15 because Miami Vice ended at 10, and you couldn't wait to fucking do a line of blow. There was all these.
I wasn't cut up as much back then.
Yeah, no, you had 60 channels.
I mean, it's so crowded today. It is so crowded today, man. I mean, to make a hit, and Friday nights, by the way, there's a term called hot levels. Okay, hot levels are houses using television. Okay, and Friday night has the lowest hot levels of the week. Your worst nights for television viewership, where there are fewer people sitting in front of the TV, are Friday nights and Saturday nights. Okay, so what do you two think would be the best nights?
Mondays, maybe Tuesdays. Well, actually, isn't Thursday the best night? Isn't Thursday
Sunday
usually
and Monday?
Oh, okay.
Sundays and Mondays are the highest hot levels. You have the majority of folks homes using television. Sunday night and Monday night. And what always runs on Sunday nights?
Football.
Award shows. From the Oscars to the Billboard Awards to the American Music Awards, you normally see your award shows on Sunday nights because of the high hot levels, and you also see a lot of your big mini-series events. When History Channel did the Bible, and all of these big, the Rosemary's Baby coming from NBC. It's a Sunday night and a Monday night because they're hedging their bets because more people will be in front of their televisions on those nights. So to your friend who's getting a show on ABC on a Friday night at 10 o'clock, she's got a bit of an uphill battle.
Right. No. I know that. That's why. And I love it at that. And I want to support her on the show. She's I can't believe it happened. And they give all these stars these shows, and this girl found the writer. For you to get your show on the air, so many stars have to align.
Yes.
So many stars have to align. You could have the best show, go in front of an audience, the thing sucks, and there you are. So many stars have to align. So I'm very happy for her. Ray, when is your your new webpage launches July 15th, you said?
This is the information I have at the moment. Okay. July 15th, Screambox is going to really become a much more robust experience, and it will be available on multiple platforms that people are accustomed to a subscriber to a subscription sort of model. There was a wonderful announcement from Xbox, I think about a week ago, a week or two ago. Wonderful announcement from Xbox. They are no longer going to be charging the Xbox Gold membership in order to get to their pay channels. In order to get to the Xbox pay channels, you needed to be a member of Xbox Gold. And they're removing that wall now. They're removing that wall so that you don't have to be an Xbox Gold member in order to gain access to Netflix and the other pay services that are available on Xbox. So that's wonderful news for me. That's wonderful news. For Screambox, I should say. And then the other piece of news that was also, well, I have mixed feelings about it because I have good friends there. But FearNet is no longer going to be around. They're going dark. They're going black. Comcast, FearNet was a horror movie channel, and it was owned by several companies. I think it was Lionsgate and MGM. I'm not sure. I'm blanking. I'm sure the folks out there know better than me. They're yelling at me right now. But FearNet was owned by several companies, and Comcast was one of them. Comcast swooped in, bought out its partners. It now owns FearNet outright, and it's going to it's going to eliminate the channel. And the programming that exists on FearNet is going to be divided between Sci-Fi Channel and Chiller. Now, this makes me very happy. It makes me very happy because there's a void now, a void that needs to be filled, a void that Sci-Fi Channel and Chiller can't fill because they're advertiser-based. They're the old business model. Okay, whenever you tune in to Chiller for horror movies, guess what, folks? Here comes the commercial break. It's going to bounce you out of the horror, and all of the language and all of the violence and whatever nudity exists is going to be eliminated. Okay? And that's why it's a VOD world. That is why the shift is happening, because the audience is demanding it. Horror fans don't want horror movies whitewashed or saturated.
They don't want any movie whitewashed or
saturated. They don't want it sanitized. Horror fans don't want horror movies sanitized. And that's what you get when you watch horror on TV at the moment. Now, Walking Dead and American Horror Story are two excellent shows. But I can't watch them with the commercial breaks. I wait till Netflix. I wait till later. Because the commercial breaks bounce me out of the horror. It's disruptive. I can't take it.
So when does your page kick off? July 15th?
July 15th, yeah. July 15th. We're very, very, very excited. And this was really the original design for Screambox from my understanding when I was asked to join the team. My understanding was that the original launch for Screambox was supposed to be on Xbox. And that was always the goal. That was always the intent. And for reasons I'm not clear about, it launched on YouTube instead. But the Xbox launch is now coming. So this is really where we wanted to be. And we're very much prepared for it, and we're very excited about it. I'm thrilled, personally. I'm thrilled because I'm able to give horror fans content the way it's supposed to be watched, not through someone else's filter. I don't want to watch a horror film through someone else's filter. I want to see the film the filmmaker made.
Ray, you're like the Fidel Castro of fucking horror films. You used to drag me down to Jersey City 40 years ago to watch all that craziness. Ray, we're going to have you back on. We're going to have you back on July 14th to promote this, if you don't mind. Ray, I love you. You're fucking knowledgeable as fuck. The people are happy today. It was great seeing you and your brother together at the Stress Factory. It really hit home to see all of us together.
Fantastic. Folks, if you haven't gone out to see Joey Diaz yet live, man, damn, you're missing out. You might as well be living in a cave. What a show.
Let me tell you something.
My ribs hurt, dude. My ribs hurt from laughing so goddamn hard.
When we talked about the fucking kid with the pointy ears growing up, Vinny Warhead, the kid that fucking used to light the fires, he was a volunteer fireman. He used to light the fires and he'd get there first.
Yeah, folks, let me tell you, when you go see Joey on stage and he's telling you about his friends growing up, he's not kidding. Okay?
We weren't fucking around.
Up. I gasped in the audience because I'm hearing names of people I know and situations, and I gasped because I'm like, oh shit, I know this person. Folks, when you go see Joey, you're seeing the real deal. The real deal. I can guarantee that.
I love you, Uncle Ray. I'll give you a call during the week. Give your brother a kiss for me, and thank you as always. I love you, buddy. Thank you for being my friend for 45 fucking years.
My brother always asks for you. He misses you, and we love you very, very, very much.
I love you
We're
guys
all
too.
Really, really proud of you, dude.
And I'm proud of you guys that you're still in my corner, man. Stay blackish, and we'll be in touch, cocksucker.
I shall. I'm black and proud. I say it loud. Ow! Hit me.
Hit me. Stay black. I love you, cocksucker. Lee.
I love you too. Stay well.
All right, brother. He's fucking great. He really is fucking great. I learn something every time I talk to that fucking lunatic.
That vapor hit me a little bit.
It's supposed to fucking hit you, Lee. What do you think this is? Where's Tony Bennett? That's what I'm talking about. We're forgetting about everybody.
I'm 8 steps ahead of you. What's the question?
We love you, people. A little something for your Monday morning. We're always around. When somebody breaks your heart. Are you fucking kidding me? We're always there. We're all together. Fuck these motherfuckers. We own this place. It's over. No more fucking around. I'm stoned too. What do you think I feel? I'm thinking about that fucking one egg and that piece of wheat toast.
Oh, yeah. I hope Tony Bennett has like a web guy who will eventually go to this YouTube page for this song.
Off for?
I'm sorry.
Just talk over it.
And he goes and he looks at all the comments and like he figures it out. You know, what the fuck are they talking about? Church, grab your balls.
I mean,
Mr. Bennett,
I want to be around. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's see if the puzzle fits. What's the story, Lisa? Let's blast these motherfuckers with some On It. Always on it. I was just in Austin. I talked to Arby, but we didn't connect, and I feel really bad. But it doesn't matter. When I got back, I did my On It 120, and I'm fucking back. I took a little 3-hour nap. And as usual, Shroom Tech, Strong Bone, the digestive enzymes. Listen, if you're not fucking around with On It, at least giving it a try, you're slipping. I'm telling you this as sincerely as can be. You know, if you got to open up a little Alpha Brain just to see how it makes you feel, go with Alpha Brain. It's got a money-back guarantee. They've got the kettlebells. They've got the fucking kettlebells with the devil faces on them. They got the ropes. Listen, I'm talking about supplements here. Give it a shot. You got nothing to lose, you know. Columbus, take a fucking chance. It's Monday. Go to onit.com. Go to the box and press.
Church.
Go to joeydiaz.net. Look at the tour dates. Look at the T-shirts. While you're there, go to the On It box. Go look at On It. See what they got to offer. Put what in the fucking box?
You put church in the box.
CHURCH. Get you 10% off. You get on the mailing list. If you want to join up for the Stay On It, they'll mail it to you at the first of the month. It's a great deal, okay? Hulu Plus, as usual. This is what Ray was talking about this morning. Websites like Hulu Plus. HuluPlus.com. They're fucking tremendous, okay? We don't fuck around. I read you the shows the other day. I tell you what they got on. You can watch them at any time. Movies, kids shows, documentaries, whatever the fuck you need, Hulu Plus has it. Why fuck around with all this other shit and pay too much? I'm asking you for $7.99 a month, but I'm giving you 2 weeks for free. $7.99 a month, but we're going to give you 2 weeks to get your fucking money's worth, see what it's got to offer you, see the order they come in, how it works, boom, 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 bam! And then after that, it's $7.99. Go to joeydiaz.net, go to the Hulu Plus box and press.
Press Joey.
Like a motherfucker that you are. Joey. Start with Hulu Plus today. They've got Shark Tank. They've got just so many fucking shows. It's just too many. It's a great thing all rolled up into one. My wife lives on it. She watches it on a Roku. You can watch it on multiple devices, iPhone, iPad. Knock yourself the fuck out. You can even watch it off of, if you look at the moon at night, they got Hulu Plus on the fucking moon on the side. You follow me? They'll have something on.
Only Jews get to see that.
Only Jews get to see that. Go to HuluPlus.com. Go to JoeyDiaz.net. Go to the Hulu Plus box and press in.
Joey.
Boom! There you go. Watch your favorite shows, all different devices, $7.99 a month. You can't beat that. Number 3, Dollar Shave Club. Come on.
That's it.
You know what? I'm sick of telling you motherfuckers. For $1, $6, and $9 a month, I don't have to sell this. I'm telling you this as your fucking uncle. Cut this shit. It's $1, $6, and $9. You get brand new razors delivered to your house monthly. They send you an email so you can sit out there and watch for the fucking mailman to come. Boom, he'll put it right in your hand. You get your 4 fucking razors, 1 blade, single blade. The other package comes with an aloe strip on it. You can't lose. $9, $6, $1 a month. Either of those packages will work for you. They also got the One Wipe Charlies. They also got the fucking shave butter. You're not going to lose with this shit. I'm telling you right now. Try the $6 package. Okay, just try them. Let me know what the fuck you think. You're not going to be sorry. Go to JoeyDiaz.net. Go to the Dollar Shave Club box and press in.
Church. CUCHURCH. Also, to my buddies at EscapePodTank.com, all I hear are great things from them. Great things from people that do business with them. Go to EscapePodTank.com. Get the just off the rank model. What's the name of it? The just the tank model. You get $150 off. Let me tell you something about these guys. I got an 800 number there. You got any problems, any questions with flotation tanks, Jeremy is always there to answer whatever fucking question you got. That's how solid he is. This is a customer service based company. If you don't want, they got industrial tanks, they got residential tanks, they got commercial tanks. They'll send them to your fucking house. You call the plumber, let him install it, or they'll fly out and install it for you. Mention JoeyDiaz.net, get a $1.50 off. Where are you going to get that type of action? Call Jeremy today on the 809 line, EscapePodTank.com. And I also want to give love to everybody who gives us fucking love. From my girl Lori Ortega, Sergio's wife, to Shannon Fox, I love you for having this your husband's fucking corner. To Sam Graziano, to my beautiful fucking Ookie Spooky for coming down, Constance, Andrew, and Yaznid for the beautiful fucking card and the thing. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly. Please tweet me and tell me the name and I'll pronounce it again. You're a beautiful couple and you're beautiful people. A lot of you people that came to Austin, I fucking love you, man. Dead Squad Nation, stand up, take your dick out. Tell them all to fucking sniff that helmet. Joshua Michalski, Joshua McCalkey, I fucking love you. And Vach Panos, I'll see you soon, cocksucker. But I think I'm going to talk to Lee. And we're going to start a new podcast once a week called The Church Advice. And we're going to give you a number, and you're going to call with your problem or whatever you have on your mind. You don't have to give your name. You don't have to give your number. Nothing like that. We're not going to take your number. We're not going to call you back. We don't give a fuck. I know a lot of people have questions that are deep, and maybe you want to talk them out with myself and Lee. So we're going to get a number today, and we'll let you know when that's going to start up. Because I get fucking great emails. And listen, man, the emails and what we talk about on the show go hand in hand. But I just want to dedicate a show, I think, once or twice a month to fucking people from the church that have a fucking question about their life, man. And maybe me or Lee or we'll get somebody else. And this isn't to laugh at you or to goof on you. You know, I got a great one yesterday about some kid said that I got 2 great ones yesterday about a kid who called or who hit me up and said he's a salesman. You know, he's getting into cars and he's learning a lot and it's hard. And he said, you know, Joey, I always hear you talk about it. What's the best advice you give me? And I told him, you know, follow up and send cards, send thank you cards. Don't hang out with the fuckheads in the circle and do what they don't do. Do opposite of what they do. You know, be your own person as a salesman. But the most important thing is to keep your shoes shined. Because when you shine your shoes, you're ready for the day. You're letting your mind know that you're ready for the fucking day. You ain't fucking around. We don't shine our shoes enough, and I'm guilty of that shit. When I go out and I see a salesman, I look at his shoes, and I get fucking depressed. And you guys are looking at me and going, Joey, what are you talking about? Let me tell you something. It all starts with shining your fucking shoes in the morning. You shine your own fucking... Anybody could take it to some fucking Puerto Rican or some white dude or some black dude at a train station. Anybody could do that.
I'm talking about you yourself as a human being, putting your thing on, putting that fucking black gunk on or brown gunk and shining your shoes. It does something to your attitude. Listen, man, Lee will tell you, I fucking hate everything, all right? I have a great time with Lee. But every morning I talk about the word love, because if you fucking say it, you'll believe it throughout the day. You know, every day I tell somebody I love them, and I see them looking at me like, wow. Because they hear it and they go, why would he say that? You know, maybe somebody, whatever. It all starts with the little fucking things, you know? And I believe that. I had a manager, Wayne Means, and he used to say that when you shine your own shoes, you believe in yourself. It's a weird way of believing in yourself. And these are just little anecdotes I've picked up and I paid attention to, and I see what they're talking. Wayne Means was a biker half the year, and the other half the year he was a fucking car salesman. But when you worked with Wayne Means, your income went up. Everybody's income went up $2,000-$3,000 a month, because he attacked different things that we didn't attack in normal. He was a biker, guys. He was a fucking biker with long hair and a beard and a Harley and an old lady and tattoos. But 6 months of a year, he fucking shaved his head. He shaved his head, trimmed his beard. He took off his glasses because he goes, I want them to see my beautiful blue eyes. This guy was an amazing man. When I went to prison, he was fucking amazing, Wayne Means. I mean, when the cops went looking for me, he gave me a wrong address. He used to call me brother. He used to call me the renegade. And he used to tell, you know, he believed in me. And sometimes when somebody has a weird belief in you, he was a car salesman. This guy had no reason. He was a fucking nomad 6 months of the year. But 6 months of the year, to keep his sanity, he would just fucking change himself completely. And he would become corporate. It was the most amazing thing. And he'd come over to me and go, this is what and I'd wait for him. I worked for him for 3 years. I worked from the Suzuki store for a while. I couldn't sell Suzukis. They kept tipping over. But then fuck those Suzukis. They kept tipping over. You remember those things, Lee?
The little bikes?
Yeah, no, the fucking Jeeps. That's how old I am.
Oh, the cars?
Yeah, they had these Suzukis.
I thought you meant motorcycles. They kept
tipping over and shit. And then he went to the Subaru store, and I learned more in those 6 months about sales. But I don't stop laughing, Lee. Let me get a water, Lee. I got cotton mouth from the hemorrhoid medication. It's very amazing, and that's one thing he used to say, brother. You gotta shine your shoes, brother. You gotta look sharp. You gotta feel like $1 million fucking bucks to make $1 million bucks. So if you take anything from today's show, shine your here comes fucking Donald Trump and the construction crew again. It's fucking kapoots to the podcast. If it ain't one thing, it's the fucking other. Powder your nuts today, people. It's gonna be a hot one. We love you. Listen, let me give you some dates. I'm going to be at the Ice House May 28th, next Wednesday. We got a great guest. That next Thursday night, me and Lee are going to San Diego. We're going to be at Harrah's at 9 o'clock, eating steak, selling T-shirts, fucking around, patches, the whole thing. June 6th and 7th, I'm at Wise Guys with the great Duncan Trussell. One of the best co-headlining shows you'll see this year. WiseGuys.com. Go get the tickets.
This is a goofy podcast.
Shut the fuck up, cocksucker. It's always a goofy podcast. And Governor's Long Island, 3 days in June. Get your tickets. JoeyDiaz.net for your fucking geek patches, T-shirts, and your cups. But seriously, I want to let you people know we're going to start. It's going to call Church Advice. And we're going to just start out gently and see how you guys like it. If you don't like it, we'll get rid of it. I just think it's a good idea for people who want to send me an email, but not really, because I get great emails. I got another one about marriage yesterday also that brought a tear to my eye. The guy was getting divorced, and he couldn't believe it that he didn't do the little things. And like I tell Lee, anybody could give you a woman flowers. Anybody could buy you a diamond. You know, it's the little things in a relationship that I didn't know when I was with Kathy. You know, I talk about Mercy and my other daughter, Jackie. I was two different people. I had two different expectations of life. And sometimes you gotta taste shit before your life tastes better. Sometimes you gotta taste shit, man, before it gets better. You know, and with marriage and shit like that, as relationships with Lee, there's a give and a take, you know?
Yeah.
Lee has to know I got his back fully. And I have to know Lee's got my back fully. And he does, and I have his back. And that's in a friendship relationship, but it also works in a home relationship with your wife. Man, I'm not the easiest guy to live with, and I know that. But I love my wife, and I give her the respect that I can, and I'm home at nights, and I like other women. I like looking at pussy and tits, don't get me wrong. That's what part of being a man is. But my dedication to my wife is, and sometimes we forget that early on when we're young. It's not just going home, fucking them, and eating dinner with them. You got to do little things. Listen, on Sundays, I love to go to the open roll at GMAC, at VMAC, at my jiu-jitsu school. It's fucking tremendous. People come from other schools and teach you things, but it's family day. I get jiu-jitsu 6 fucking days a week. So I'm going to be covering shit like that on this. If you're interested, twit me. You know, this is something for you. You know, give us a response. You know, twit Lee. Tell Lee it's a great idea. I'll give you a date. We're going to get a new 800 number so you can call from wherever the fuck you got to call. And we're going to give it a shot. The Church Advice, we'll have a t-shirt made, a patch. Maybe we'll send you a sticker to say that you called in. You know, whatever the fuck. You can put it in your window, put it up your ass. I don't give a fuck. It's Monday, May 19th. Go out there, fucking swing from the fucking fences.